Internet jeweler Scott Siska is suing the mother of his child, 21-year-old restaurant worker Julie Grabarkowitz, for false accusations of assault, the return of his belongings, and for biting him on the arm.
This is case number 271 on the calendar, the matter of Siska versus Grabarkowitz. Fine, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated.
Mr. Siska, the defendant is your former girlfriend.
Correct.
And you also have a child together.
Correct.
Boy or a girl?
Boy.
How old?
Just turned a year, September 5th.
Am I correct that you have custody of this child?
That's correct.
And that the defendant was recently awarded visitation of the supervised nature with the child, is that right?
Actually, the supervised visitation was recently put into effect. I had my son every other day as of June 1st, 2004.
But now you have supervised visitation. And you exercise that visitation?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to tell me what you're suing the defendant for, and then I'm going to try to figure out why you're suing her at all.
Okay. In May, I moved...
May of what year?
I'm sorry. 2003.
Well, okay, so well over a year ago.
Yes. I moved out of my apartment and was staying with Julie. It lasted maybe about a week and a half. We had an argument, and I left her apartment. About 3 days later, she called me up and told me that how she had filed a police report on me. And what actually took place that night was I allowed my dog to jump up on the bed with me to go to sleep. She got angry.
What kind of dog did you have?
Siberian Husky.
A very large dog?
Yes.
Why?
She's my baby. Julie got very upset at it, jumped up and grabbed a hold of my dog, and I reached up and grabbed a hold of her arm. She went down and filed a police report the next day. About 2 months later, I get a letter in the mail asking me to be arraigned in court.
Okay, so that's the false charge that you're filing.
Correct.
Against her. Now, when was your son born?
September 5th of 2003.
Were you with her when your son was born?
No. I wasn't even called to the hospital.
Had you lived together between May of 2003 and September 2003?
No.
Did you see her?
Yes.
Did you spend the night together?
On a few occasions, yes.
I'm going to get her version of it, and then I'm going to rule on that part of your lawsuit, okay?
Okay.
You want to tell me what happened when the dog was called up on the bed to share the bed with you?
Okay, a Siberian Husky sheds horribly. I hated his dog, I still do. I reached for her collar to pull her off of the bed. I have a copy of the police report. He did not grab my arm. He grabbed my hair, and he twisted me around and started choking me. Threw me to the ground, at which point I tried to get away. I was yelling for my mom, who was sleeping out in the living room. Finally, I was able to get away from him. He proceeded to follow me into the living room, threatened my mom, threatened to have his mom fight my mom.
Okay.
And then at which point we finally convinced him that we were either going to call the cops or get out. You know, my mom said we should go to the police right away.
Okay, so that's your version of what happened. It wasn't just taking you by the arm. It was he was angry because you were pulling his Siberian Husky off the bed.
Yes.
Okay. Now, from May of 2003, after he left, until September of 2003, when your son was born, you socialized together?
Not frequently.
I didn't ask you frequently.
No, yes, we did.
You did? Okay. So, whatever it was, you sort of made up.
Yes.
That's why you have no lawsuit, sir. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
There's such a thing in the law that we call condonation, which means even if she did file a police report because of, you say you grabbed her by the arm, she says it was a little more than that. After that happened, if you sleep together, which you say you did, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
You sort of condoned that conduct. She condoned your grabbing her by the arm, pulling her hair, twisting. She condoned it by sleeping with you. You got that? And if your version is correct, you condoned her filing this police report. Do you understand?
Yes.
So it was an expensive social event for you. I don't know how else to put that for daytime.
That sounded good to me.
Let's get to the next order of business.
Okay.
Go.
Well, about a month and a half ago, we went to the state fair in Michigan, and we got into another argument. It had to do with our son. She got upset at our son, This is why I went in for supervised. We were out in the parking lot, and I reached to grab for my son. She was holding him. She reached up and grabbed my arm.
You said you reached to grab your son. Why did you do that?
Because we were trying to get him in the car and all that and do the, I says, here, let me see him, like that, and just went, reached up to grab him. She grabbed a hold of my arm and bit it.
Did you do that?
No, Your Honor.
What did you do?
No, I'm sorry. I did bite his arm.
You see?
I'm
You
sorry.
see?
Yes, I should have said that. Okay.
Tell me why you bit his arm.
Okay, yes, I had gotten upset at my son.
Why?
He wasn't, he's almost a year old. He was just, I was very tired. He was very tired. He was crying, and it just got to the point, I was like, all right, I put him in a stroller. Scott had him. I was walking ahead of him, trying to cool down. I have a temper. Towards the front of the park, when we were getting near the cars, I picked him up more or less to apologize to him, let him know, hey, Mommy was sorry.
Well, what had you done to him that you were apologizing to him for?
Nothing. I'd gotten upset.
Well, when you got upset...
I hadn't done anything physically to my son.
Had you yelled at him?
No.
Well, then what were you... Listen, what were you apologizing for? Were you speaking to him harshly because he wasn't behaving?
I
he was
probably
crying?
was.
So then you picked him up to tell him that you were sorry for screaming at him because he was probably still crying.
No, actually, at that point, he wasn't. He's very temperamental. He can cry at the drop of a hat. But anyways, Scott had no reason to grab Darian to put him into the car because it was my car. I had the keys.
So you were fighting over him?
More or less, yes. He grabbed me.
Yes, and so you bit his arm?
Yes.
So that's the assault that you are also suing her for, the assault because she bit your arm?
That's correct.
Listen, how long did you know her before you decided to make this baby together?
A few months.
That doesn't sound like good judgment, right?
No,
Well, you got to start thinking with your noodles, sir.
I understand.
Right?
Yeah, I understand.
If you don't think with your noodle, lots of bad things happen. Sometimes you get a baby out of it that's a nice child, but you get a lot of aggravation if you think with other parts of your extremities. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, I understand.
All right.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She smoked marijuana during the pregnancy and drank.
Was the baby born addicted to drugs?
And later today,
I just found out I have Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Why didn't you take her to the doctor?
I was sick.
Where was the boyfriend?
He'd just come home for lunch.
Why didn't he take her to the doctor?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Scott Siska says the mother of his child, 21-year-old Julie Grabarkowitz, owes for biting him on the arm. Julie says Scott wouldn't let go of their son.
So, did you receive medical treatment?
No, I didn't. I do have some pictures.
I'll take a look at the pictures.
I'd also like to, if I could, submit some other evidence here as far as the police report showing that I went like 5 times to court on that. I took her to a jury trial because of what happened with that incident.
You're talking about in May of 2003?
Yes.
Listen to me, sir. I believe that you took the case to trial and that eventually the case was dismissed. Is that right?
Yes.
Fine. I've just explained to you, and I assume you understood, that if you are intimate, don't come to me to complain a year and a half later that she did something wrong because now you're not getting along anymore.
Okay.
I told you before, sir.
Okay.
You didn't think with your noodle once.
You're right.
A month and a half ago when you went to the state fair together. Didn't think with you. If you're going to be the responsible parent, you have to start thinking with your head.
No, you're right.
Fine. Okay. You can't bite him.
I understand.
Biting, you have a bad temper, you have to go to anger management if you have a bad temper.
It's not that severe.
It's very severe, madam, if you are yelling at a year-old child that you don't have custody. Listen to me. He has custody of the child. He says, let's go to the state fair together as a family. A little bit of a mistake, but maybe, you know, under ordinary circumstances, if you're dealing with 2 rational people, that's a nice thing to do. You can't lose your temper because you're tired. You can't lose your temper. And if you do lose your temper, it suggests to me that either there is something clouding your judgment or you need some professional counseling. You have a baby that's a year old, and I assume that you want to be part of this child's life. This is your only child?
Yes.
The child is with his father?
Yes.
who clearly still has a little bit of a soft spot for you, because as of a month and a half ago, he was still extending an olive branch to go out and spend the day together, right?
Yes, I'm trying to,
Trying to work it through.
well,
So
for
if
our
he's-
son's sake, you
So
know.
if he's trying to work it through, I suggest you get a little bit of help.
I don't want to work it through with him.
Not work it through with him. I'm not talking about working it through with him. I'm talking about working through your temper
Yes, I understand.
and your
that.
other problems that you may have. Meanwhile, sir, how badly were you bitten?
Well, I mean, bad enough that, I mean, you could see the marks in my arm. I mean, it was like bruised and, for a couple weeks.
Okay. And how much do you think she should compensate you for biting you on the arm?
Well, I think I put in there for like $600. It's all the aggravation that I deal with her on a daily basis.
This is not going to stop the aggravation.
No, I
This
understand.
is not going to stop the only thing that's going to stop the aggravation is if she gets some help.
Right, but she won't do that.
That's a big mistake. How old are you?
21.
You have a drug problem?
No.
Did you?
Yes, I used to.
What kind of drugs?
I used to do anything and everything.
When did you stop?
Over 3 years ago, anything and everything, and over almost a year ago for marijuana.
In the past 6 months, have you used any drugs?
No, I have not used anything, and I have proof to testify to that.
Was the issue of your drug use raised at the visitation hearing?
Yes, that is why I had a...
Are you working now, Julie?
Yes,
Full-time?
yes.
Well, this indicates that as of June 4th, the hair follicle test indicated that there were no drugs in our system for a very long time.
They redid a drug test because Scott asked for me to go back for an assessment, at which point that was when they decided that I should attend AA-NA meetings.
Why? Was it positive?
No,
Okay.
just because of my history.
Your Honor,
Okay. What?
here's the assessment.
Can I see it, please?
Yes. The reason why the full assessment was done, because I was aware of the stuff that she was doing and later found out I actually spoke to the laboratory directly that took the hair sample, and they did tell me that...
You can't tell me what the laboratory told you. Is this
Okay.
the report that you got?
Yes.
Well, Julie, the report that I'm looking at,
Horrible.
as far as I'm concerned, it's a positive report for you. There are things that I'm looking at and that I find sort of bode well for your future. You were able to practice abstinence from drugs and alcohol all during your pregnancy, according to this. And you had a long history of substance abuse.
Yes.
And that you tried on several occasions to get yourself clean. You even went into hospital on 2 occasions.
Yes.
But at least you knew enough to know that while you were pregnant, if you took drugs, that was going to have an impact on your baby. What?
That's not true. She smoked marijuana during the pregnancy and drank, and I was aware of it. That's what caused some of these arguments and the problems that we had. And I threatened custody before the baby was even born because of these issues. I've tried to help the girl as much as I can, because she is still my son's mother.
Right, and you picked her.
And, the thing is, she doesn't learn.
She's tried. The truth of the matter is she's tried. And for a young girl, for a baby, when she was 19 and 20, she's really tried. I'm not giving her any awards for using drugs, but I'm just telling you that this report seems to suggest that she's tried. May not have been totally successful, but she's tried. Was the baby born addicted to drugs?
No.
Was the baby born with fetal alcohol syndrome?
No.
No. Got to continue to work on it, Julie.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Scott Siska says the mother of his child, 21-year-old Julie Grabarkowitz, owes for biting him on the arm. Julie says Scott wouldn't let go of their son.
All right. Listen, you can't fight him. And it sounds to me as if you've got a very full plate, sir. You've got a baby to raise. Who helps you raise this baby?
My parents.
Okay, you living at home?
Yeah, I moved back.
Okay, so you brought their grandson and also your aggravation home with you. Because I'm sure that your parents at their stage in life didn't anticipate raising a year-old baby.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
No. And you work?
Yes.
So they really take care of him.
No, I work from home, so.
What kind of work do you do?
Internet.
What do you mean, internet?
Internet jewelry. I sell jewelry.
All right. Julie, you got to pay him $50 for biting him. No more biting.
Okay.
Right? You teach babies no more
promise.
biting. No more.
I promise.
And do me a favor. Get it together.
I will.
You made a baby. You're supposed to try to be a good parent. So
I'm trying.
You're young enough. Do it. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm going to take her words to heart and just try to follow them as much as possible.
This was more of a lesson to, to be taught here.
He's always tried to control me.
I don't feel I'm being controlling.
He gets upset and he throws his weight around.
Really, the controlling person is her mother.
Hopefully we can just tolerate each other and raise our son to the best of our capabilities. That's all I want.
I hope that things just, we get along and, raise our son, civilly.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Perry versus Rashid. Step forward, please.
19-year-old waitress Colleen Perry is suing her sister, Jennifer Rashid, for wrecking her car. Jennifer says the vehicle had bald tires.
Miss Perry, the defendant is your sister.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're suing her because she borrowed your car and she totaled your car.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
you want her to pay for, really, a new car for you. You didn't have collision insurance on the car. And your sister says it's not her fault that the car was totaled because you gave her a car that was defective, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did you borrow the car, Miss Rashid?
On August 18th, because I had a doctor's appointment. Colleen was supposed to bring me to the doctor's appointment.
Did you live together?
No. She and her boyfriend lived together, and I spent the night with her so she could take me to the doctor in the morning because my other sister, who I count on to take me to these doctor's appointments, I just found out I have Hodgkin's lymphoma. She couldn't do it, so Colleen was my chance to go to the doctor. She was my only way.
So you slept at her house the night before in order
Yes.
to go to the doctor,
Yes, ma'am.
correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Why didn't you take her to the doctor?
I was sick.
Where was the boyfriend?
He'd just come home for lunch.
So he was there.
Yes,
Why didn't he take her to the doctor?
because he had to go back to work.
What kind of work?
I'm an auto mechanic. I only get a 30-minute lunch. I come home early to try and wake her up, but she wasn't feeling good.
Okay, so you took the car because your sister wasn't feeling okay.
She wasn't feeling good, so I said, I'm going to take the car. And Eric told me, he said, well, if you take the car, you need to be careful because the tires are slick and you'll run right off the road. And that's exactly what I did. It was raining. It started to get kind of flooded. The water was about this high on the road.
Okay, so he told you that the tires were bad.
Yes,
So he warned you.
he warned me, but I still had to go to the doctor.
So you took the car anyway.
I did.
Were you present when your boyfriend told her that the tires were bald on the car?
I was laying down on the couch.
So you knew that the tires were bad on the car,
Yeah, the two back tires were bad.
and you let her take the car anyway.
Yes, ma'am.
So why are you suing her? You gave her a defective car. Why are you suing her?
Because when she wrecked the car, we went to the hospital. And at the hospital, she said that she would pay me back. She said, I don't know how I'll ever repay you, but I'll pay you back somehow.
Well, right now she doesn't want to pay you back. Right now she says you gave her a defective car and it almost killed her. Right? Which you did. You gave her a defective car. Why in the world would she pay you for putting her in a position where she could have been killed?
But she knew the risks whenever she took
You
the car.
knew the risks.
But she knew, too.
She sure did. You placed her in harm's way. You should have said, you can't take this car. This car is in very bad shape, and you can't take the car because if you take the car, you may get killed, and I don't want to be responsible. So, goodbye. Your case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
25-year-old soldier Jonathan Pasquinelli is suing his former live-in girlfriend, 24-year-old Laura Weathers, for rent and utilities. Jonathan says while he was in Iraq, Laura didn't pay their bills.
All rise. Now, this is case number 278 on the calendar in the matter of Pasquinelli versus Weathers. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Bert,
Yep.
would you get the defendant a sweater, please, or have her go outside and get herself a sweater?
Okay.
She looks cold to me. We'll be with you in a moment, sir. Oh, that's much better. Much, much better. Mr. Pasquinelli, according to your complaint, you and Miss Weathers lived together for a period of time. You rented an apartment together, you were splitting the bills. And then you were deployed to the Gulf.
Yes.
And it was your arrangement with the defendant that she was going to stay in the apartment that you would continue to pay half the rent, and she would pay half the rent, and she would pay all the utilities since she was living in the apartment.
Yes.
You returned from the Gulf and found that she had not paid the rent, that the utilities were never paid, and according to you, she owes you a bundle of money.
Yes.
The defendant says that she only lived in the apartment for 5 months after you left, and you agreed to cover her rent because she was a little short, and in addition, she never received the utility bills. They went directly to your parents' house. That's your defense?
That's correct.
All right. When did you move into the apartment together, Miss Withers?
November.
What was your financial agreement?
That we would split the rent and the utilities while he was
How much was
away.
your share of the rent?
$675.
Is that correct, sir?
No, it was actually $575.
And how long did you pay the $575?
Up through January, February.
Through January. When were you deployed to the Gulf, sir?
January 17.
Now, what about the utilities? Did you pay half of the utilities up until he went away?
I did.
Is that correct, sir?
Yes, she did.
Now, how did your agreement change, Miss Weathers, when he left for the Gulf and he was no longer living there?
I actually ended up getting a DUI because my truck broke. I had a tire. It was a brand new truck, and he had said that while I was paying my $3,000 lawyer and all my fines and my truck, that I wouldn't have to pay and that we would do it. I would get it
No, no,
back
just
to
look
you
at me.
eventually.
And what?
That it was until I was able to. I could just pay what I could.
Was there a full sentence there someplace that I didn't hear?
I don't know how to break it down exactly.
Try speaking in a full sentence, you know, with a beginning and a middle and an end and a start and a finish.
I would just pay what I could when I could.
There you go. That wasn't hard, was it?
It was fun.
So how much did you pay?
$300.
When did you deposit $300?
February.
Show me.
I know he has his bank statement he can prove. I even called his mother to get his bank information.
Well, if you called his mother to get his bank information, that means that what you were doing is you were paying the entire rent out of his bank account. Is that right?
Oh, before he left, he gave them checks in full.
Really?
Yes, Your Honor.
How was she supposed to pay her half?
I left her deposit slips from my bank account to deposit it directly into my checking account.
So it was all taken out of your bank, and
Yes.
she never deposited any money. She says in February she deposited $300. I'm just curious. Do you have any indication of that?
I don't, but I will say that's true. She did deposit that money.
So your agreement now, according to you, now that we got a full sentence, Miss Withers, was that when you could, you would pay him back.
That's correct.
After the $300, when did you start paying him back?
I didn't.
Why?
Because we were talking, and it was just pretty much that whenever I could pay it, I would, and at the time, I couldn't. So eventually, you know, we would just come out in the end. I have an email.
There's a sentence there.
It's coming.
There's a sentence there. I know it's coming.
It's coming. I have an email. There's the sentence from him.
I have an email. That's perfect. 4 words sounds just about right.
So, just basically him saying that he knows that I can't pay it, and eventually we will get through it.
Well, that's pretty much what you said. I don't know what was awesome. Something was awesome before we got to the rent.
Oh, we did thousands of emails, so the headlines were a little wacky.
Oh, I see. And he does indicate here, I know you are trying and doing what you can, and I know you'll get me when you can. So, what are you doing now, Miss Withers?
Now I don't understand.
What are you doing now?
In regard to paying him back,
In regard to your life, what are you doing?
I'm an accountant.
An accountant. That's a good thing. So you deal in numbers.
Correct.
And who do you work for?
I was working for Quintera. Right now I'm in between.
How are you supporting yourself again?
Well, unemployment.
Who is this?
This is Anthony
Anthony. I assume Anthony has a last name.
Palazzo.
And what does Anthony do?
He's also an accountant. He's my boyfriend.
Do you live together?
Correct.
So now you're paying the bills.
Yes.
Not like that at all. This is...
Just a second. Good for you.
That's not the case. Don't make it look like that, because that's not the case.
Looks like the case to me. Looks like he went overseas. I'm sure it wasn't easy over there, and he's expecting you to do the right thing. Instead of doing the right thing, you got yourself drunk. You had an accident with your car. It's not his fault that you had to pay $3,000 in lawyers and fines and everything else that you had to pay because of your own irresponsible behavior while he was away. And so my question is, when do you expect to start paying him back? He expected you to pay him back.
Actually, before he did this, I'd set it up where I'd be paying him $300 a month. And he was okay with it. And the next thing I know, I'm getting this in the mail. Right after we had had a phone conversation, I had given him $100 just for that week because he had come back.
What did she say when she gave you the $100?
She didn't deliver it to me. Her boyfriend did.
And what did he say?
He didn't really say much.
Stand up. Anthony.
Yes.
What did you say when you delivered the $100?
I was just the carrier. I was just dropping it off, gave him
All right,
$100.
good. So you had a conversation with Miss Withers. Is that right?
Correct.
And what did Miss Withers tell you about the $100?
She said that she owed him $100, drop it off after work. And on my way home from work, I just dropped it off, didn't have any conversation.
Anthony.
Yes.
If my girlfriend with whom I was living, or my boyfriend with whom I was living, said to me, here, take $100 to my ex-boyfriend, I owe it to him, I would ask, what for? Unless you're a drone and just do
No, I
things
knew
as you're
she
told.
owed him money.
Okay. Now,
But
what did
she
you...
couldn't
Stop
afford that.
speaking.
Okay.
You knew she owed him money.
Yes.
Is that because she told you she owed him money?
Yes.
And how much money did she say she owed him?
She did not tell me exact amount.
What did she tell him she owed the money for?
She didn't tell me either. I just
And
knew.
you didn't ask?
I didn't ask.
You are some inquisitive guy.
Thanks. Thanks.
You're only interested in the important things, right?
That's correct.
Oh, that's right. I'm not going there.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Now, you, Anthony, look like a relatively normal person. So don't play games with me, sir. Do we understand each other?
We do.
You don't want me to embarrass you, do you? I'm capable of it, you know.
And later today,
2:30 in the morning is not an appropriate time to go visiting, sir.
It's a booty call, Your Honor.
What?
It's a booty call. She always calls
Don't be
late.
smart.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jonathan Pasquinelli says former live-in girlfriend Laura Weathers owes for rent and bills while he was deployed in Iraq.
Anthony, what do you do for a living, sir? You're an accountant?
I'm actually a financial advisor.
So you're not a dummy, right?
No, I'm not.
If my girlfriend said to me, I owe my ex-boyfriend money, you would say, what do you owe money for, honey? How much do you owe him? Did you have a payment schedule? What are you going to do? Those are the questions that a normal person would ask. Now, you, Anthony, look like a relatively normal person. Yeah. So don't play games with me, sir. Do we understand each other?
We do.
You don't want me to embarrass you, do you?
No.
Any more than I have done already? I'm capable of it, you know.
Okay.
Now, when did you have a discussion with her about how much and what she owed him the money for?
We really never discussed how much she owed. I just knew that she owed him money, and that was it. I didn't really want to know how much. I didn't want to get involved because I didn't want to get in the middle between money because I know how people act around money, so.
You didn't want to be responsible.
Correct.
Now, Anthony.
Yes.
That's smart.
Thank you.
Because if you say, how much do you owe, and she tells you, the temptation might be there to say, let me give it to you because I don't want you to have any connection with him anymore.
Correct.
So you didn't do that.
I didn't want to know. And
why didn't you want to know, Anthony?
Because I didn't want to know how much it was. It could have been a lot, it could have been a little. I didn't want to know.
Well, you said I didn't want to know 3 times, and so I'm asking you, why didn't you want to know? Weren't you curious?
No.
Weren't you a little curious,
I was
Anthony?
not. Not at all.
When were you deployed, sir? In January?
January 17th.
When did she get home?
July 31st.
So she was there ostensibly for 5 months, is that right?
I don't know when she left.
I don't care when she left. She was there for 5 months.
Fine.
But she owes you money for it. And she owes you $2,875. Now, tell me about the utility bills.
When I got home, I had a $617 gas and electric bill.
Can I see it, please? What were you doing there?
I wasn't even there.
You were making wine? What were you doing?
I have no idea. I
Actually,
wasn't.
this is gas and electric also. And these are unopened. Just, I didn't know if...
Can I see the unopened ones,
Yes.
please?
This is actually cable, which I'm not allowed to have cable in San Diego anymore. Because the bill's never
Okay.
paid.
You live at 9215.
Yes, I do.
Okay, and these were sent to 9215? Well, she paid you $300, so I'm deducting that from the $28.75, leaving $25.75. And here is a bill. Ooh, past due, date mailed, May 3rd. You would still be there, right?
No, I moved out in the beginning, in the beginning of May. I wasn't there.
Well, this is mailed on May 3rd, so you owe $574.27 for this. Cable.
I tried disconnecting that because, number one, I'm not home. Number two, we have no computer, which we needed internet for. And because my name wasn't on it, I couldn't disconnect it.
Why didn't you email him?
Name's on the bill.
Shh. Why didn't you email him and tell him?
That's the time.
Listen
Warner.
to me. Why didn't you email him and tell him to cancel it?
I did. I had emailed
Show me.
him.
Show me.
I don't have that email.
Anthony,
Yes.
where were you working in May?
In May, I was working at Quintera.
And where was she working?
Quintera.
Awesome.
That's how I met him.
So that's how you met, May. When did she move in with you, Anthony?
I would say
In July.
Job. Didn't ask you. I
June.
asked him.
beginning of June.
So from May, whatever, when you moved out until you moved in with Anthony here, where were you living?
I was just staying at friends as I was going back and forth because it was closer to my house.
What house?
Or not my house, but to my work. It was just easier because I lived pretty far from work.
Ever been married, Anthony?
No.
Don't do this one.
You getting the drift?
I do.
You do get, I know that you get it, Anthony. I'm looking at your eyes.
She went wine tasting and forgot to pay the bill in February.
I didn't go wine
Listen.
tasting.
You told
Sir, listen to me. Very
there was a $69 late payment on that bill.
$3,688.
Sounds good to me.
Very good. And say, who is this young lady?
This is my sister.
Very nice young lady, very nice. Thank you. Say, thank you. I got home safely, right?
Yes.
I didn't make any big mistakes over there, and I didn't make any big mistakes over here. Got it?
Got it.
That's all. Thank you.
Parties are executed. You may step out.
I felt it was falling apart the second week we moved in together.
It's over, it's done with, and we don't need to start talking schmack. I just hate that he has such a big heart and he was taken advantage of.
They said there's food left out. They said it's just disgusting looking. They said it's unfit for living.
He's emailing me now, trying to break us up.
It's over, it's done with. I just want him out of my life. I want to just be done with it, through.
She's nuts.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Lane versus Eberspacher. Step forward.
27-year-old Lisa Lane is suing her ex-boyfriend, 27-year-old Scott Eberspacher, for the cost to fix her bedroom window. Lisa claims Scott was trying to wake her up by throwing rocks.
All right, Lisa, how long were you dating Scott here when he made this nocturnal visit to your house?
About a month and a half.
Who do you live with?
I live with myself and my son.
And Scott was supposed to be over, according to your complaint, at about 10 o'clock that evening. Or he's
Right.
supposed to be over that evening, and he shows up at what time, Scott?
I got there around approximately 2:20 in the morning.
Why?
There was no set time, Your Honor.
How old is her child?
He would be 4.
There was no set time?
He was supposed to be
2:30
there
in the morning is not an appropriate time to go visiting, sir.
It's a booty call, Your Honor.
What?
It's a booty call. She always calls
Don't
late.
be smart.
He's supposed to be there
Just a
before
second.
9.
Don't be... Listen, when I speak to you, you'll answer me.
Right.
According to your complaint, he was supposed to be there at 10. He wasn't there at 10. You locked the doors. He came 2 o'clock in the morning, rang the bell, whatever. You didn't answer. So he went to your window and he threw a rock at your window to get your attention. He got your attention. He broke the window. He came in. You spent the night together. Later on, you said, I want him to pay for the window.
I didn't know the window was broken.
All
until the
right.
next
Later on,
morning.
they found the window broken and you want him to pay for the window. That's what the case is.
I have a videotape showing a scenario of how he did it.
I don't care how he did it. You're not dating him anymore?
No.
What does that mean? That was a hesitation.
No, I do not date him anymore. He's too irresponsible.
So you haven't... When was the last time you saw him, Miss Lane? Is not an answer, madam.
I don't remember. It was like a month or so ago.
And when did this incident happen?
It was after the window was broke, because we joked about it, because he didn't really mean to break the window.
When did he break the window?
In April.
Okay. She says you broke the window, sir.
I didn't break the window, Your Honor.
I have the text message where he says he'll pay for it.
Oh. Is that dated?
Yes.
Okay. Show it to Bird, because he is
'Cause
my electronic...
I
I'm speaking. He is my electronic genius.
And so, if you just want to give that to the judge, then.
No, he doesn't give it to me. He's my electronic eyes and ears.
Scott Gold, you want me to find, but I say that this is why you pay association and insurance. I will probably never talk to you again if you want to go that route, so it's up to you.
What's the date of that?
May
Just go to the date.
May 29th.
Very good. And did you fix the window?
Yes, I did. And I have pictures of when it was broken.
I'd like to see the picture.
And I have the actual rocks, too. Here's the receipt, and here's the pictures when it was broken. Do you want the rocks?
You want the rocks?
No. Stick the rocks back where they were. These are the best pictures you could take.
I took a video flicks on my camera phone, and that's the best that we could come up with for a still shot. But I have the videotape right here that...
I'm not interested in it!
Okay.
April 27th at 2:20 a.m. is when I went over to Lisa's house. And at that time, when I did, in fact, I tossed a ball, and then I tossed a very tiny pebble the size of a dime. Did not break the window. Matter of fact, the next morning when she had walked out, we walked out together, there was no broken glass or anything to my appearance or her appearance.
That's not English, to my appearance or to her appearance.
Okay. To my knowledge and to her knowledge, there was nothing broken.
Don't tell me about her knowledge. So your knowledge,
To my knowledge, there was
no
nothing
broken window. Well,
Correct.
Then your knowledge is limited. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $360. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Wow.
22-year-old recovery specialist Sophia Diaz is suing her stepmother, theme park ticket taker Donna Diaz, for the return of a quilt. Sophia says the quilt belonged to her late stepfather.
This is case number 100 on the calendar in the matter of Diaz versus Diaz.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Miss Diaz, the defendant was married to your stepfather. Is that right?
Correct.
And I assume that this was a gentleman who helped to raise you,
Correct.
and he passed away.
Yes.
According to you, he was given a gift during his illness of this quilt.
Correct.
And the quilt is supposed to be yours.
Yes.
You want it. And I will call her your stepmother says that the quilt is not yours. Anything that would belong to her husband is hers.
Yes.
Right? How long were you married?
14 years.
So this was a long-term marriage.
Yes.
And what was his name?
Anthony Diaz.
How long was Anthony married to your mother?
4 years legally.
So that your stepmother had a much longer term marriage to Anthony than your mother did, right?
Right.
How did that quilt come into your possession?
Sophia's grandmother made it for...
Sophia, this is Sophia.
Yes, Sophia's grandmother had made it for us for Christmas.
Maternal grandmother? Or paternal
yes,
grandmother?
her mother's mother.
Okay, is that person here today?
Yes, Your Honor.
You made the quilt?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, why don't you step up?
It's beautiful.
Tell me your name.
My name is Ethel Copenhaver.
This is Copenhaver?
Yes.
When did you make this quilt?
I started in April of 2003.
And you made it for Anthony?
Yes, I did.
And tell me about the moment that you gave it to him. When did you give it to him?
I gave it to him the Sunday after Thanksgiving of 2003 in my living room.
What did you say to him when you gave it to him?
I told him that this was for his early Christmas present, and it's to go back to Sophia if anything happened to him because he was very ill.
Well, you understand that you can't make that direction because you can't give a gift with strings, even if I believe that you said that to him.
Yes.
I'm not sure that I believe that. Even if you did say that to him, you gave it to him as an early Christmas present.
Yes.
Once you make a gift, it's gone. You can't make a gift with sticky fingers. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
But I assume that you liked Anthony.
Oh, yes, he's been in my life
And your
30-something years, yes.
And he was a very nice man.
Oh, definitely.
Did you like his wife?
I only saw her occasionally.
But they were married for 14 years.
Yes.
So I assume that in his final days, she took care of him?
I believe so, yes.
Sophia didn't take care of him?
Yes, she did when he had surgery.
You lived with your father?
No, I did not. I reside in Downey, and they reside in Anaheim. And I would actually, he had surgery, hip surgery. I would come from work during my lunch to take care of him while she would work. And I would come on the weekends.
So you would go lunchtime?
Yeah, during lunch, and on the weekends I'd come and take care of him because he wasn't able to walk with his hip.
So you came over to see
Yeah.
him? But she took care of him, right?
Right.
How long was he sick?
He actually got sick worse these last 2 years.
But he was sick for a long time before that.
He had diabetes and hepatitis C.
Now, why do you think you're entitled to this quilt?
Well, my grandma, she's very creative, and I know she puts a lot of time and effort into what she does. Our whole house is filled with quilts. My grandma means a lot to me, and so does, well, we call him Tony Anthony, who you can call my stepfather, but I don't think you can put a title on someone who loves me, and I love him very much. I thought that me and my mom got together, and maybe Grandma can create something for him, you know. He's not able to walk and get around, and he can hold on to something. You know, regardless of marriage and divorce between my mom and my stepmom, you know, Donna, we welcomed her into our family. My aunts and uncles welcomed her. It was a weird kind of family relationship, but we all worked it out, you know.
Good.
And he was aware that when it was given to him that it can go to me.
If he was aware that the idea was for you to have the quilt, he would have made those arrangements.
Well, she had actually agreed. She said, I would never do anything or take anything away from you. When my dad did pass, items that I've given to him for Father's Day, his birthday, she'd given back to me. And she said, after the memorial...
That was very nice of her to do that.
Right, I agree.
She doesn't have to do that. The law doesn't tell us she should do that. She is his next of kin, not you. So if you gave your father gifts and Miss Diaz gave them back to you, she didn't have to do that. Those things belong to her. Do you understand that?
I do.
Do you really understand that, or are you just saying I do?
No, I do understand.
They belong to her. And the fact that she gave them back to you suggests to me that she's a nice lady. So why would you sue her for this quilt?
It's actually something that's from my family to him, and knowing that he was ill, he named the quilt after my grandmother, which is Ethel, and that was his quilt that he was laying with, ill with, and those moments I would like to have those.
Well, you can't. Your stepfather died married to somebody for 14 years, somebody who took care of him, who nurtured him. She's not somebody who's denying you a memento of him, a piece of something that he wore, that I don't know whether she gave you jewelry or clothes. What kinds of things did she give back to you at the memorial?
After he had passed, she had given my mom's rings back from my dad.
Just a second. So she gave your mother back jewelry?
Correct.
Something that she didn't have to do.
No.
She did it because she's a good person. Because all the jewelry belongs to her. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. What else did she give back to you?
An apron, kind of like a barbecue set, shirts that I've given him, funny slogans and stuff. Just little doodads.
So lots of sentimental things.
Correct.
Things that she felt as if she wanted both you and your mother to have. So other than the fact that you would like to have that quilt and the fact that you have no legal claim to it,
I do have a statement from an officer that said she would clean the quilt and return it to me.
Why did you get an officer involved?
When my mom had called and spoke to her, she was actually going to give me my dad's Ford Ranger truck. Actually, she loaned it to me, and in writing she said after the memorial, because my car was having some troubles, after the memorial we would talk serious about it, and I said, okay. She said she would write it over to me. I was like, oh, thank you, you know, that's great. And a couple weeks after the memorial, my mom called and asked her for the status, you know, what about the truck? And she says, I said nothing of the sort. And so I just left it, my mom left it as that, and then said, well, what about the quilt?
So after she said to your mother, I'm not giving her the truck, then what you just said to me was, well, then we said, well, what about the quilt?
Correct.
Now I got it. See, you just got to keep asking the questions.
Keep plowing away.
Keep plowing away. You're going to get it.
That's right.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Why didn't you just leave?
I was backing up, and she kept getting in my face.
So what did you call the police for?
I wanted to get the quilt back.
Now I got it.
And later today,
My daughter over here decides the curfew is 10 o'clock. You get off the phone. She's on the phone.
I'm not talking about curfew. That's
I
what I'm
brought
here
that-
about. Listen to me. I'm not a therapist.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to be a therapist.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sophia Diaz says her stepmother, Donna Diaz, won't return a quilt that belonged to her late stepfather.
I just want to know one thing. Before we go any further, you still didn't answer my question. How did the police get involved in this case?
Okay, when my mom asked about the quilt, she said, come pick up your effing quilt, and she hung up. My mom tried to call back, and there was no answer. So I was like, okay, let's drive over there. So we drove over there, and she wasn't at her door. She was at her neighbor's door, which is Christine. And I knocked on Christine's door. Her daughter answered and said, oh, hi, Sophia, because I'm well aware of her as well. Her daughters know me, and she goes, oh, come on in. And I said, hi, Christine. I go, I have a video of Donna's, and Donna said to come pick up our effing quilt. She goes, my friend doesn't want to talk to you. She put Donna in her back room. And I said, she said that I can come pick it up. And then she goes, Christine had actually gotten in my face and said, get out of her house. I said, I'm not doing anything. Your daughter let me in your house.
How did the police get there?
She said she was going to call the cops on me because I was in her house. But her daughter let me in, and I said, you know what, that's okay, because she got face-to-face with me. And I said, I'll call them for you. I'm not doing anything wrong. And her husband was going to force me out of their front door in the apartment.
Why didn't you just leave?
I was backing up, and she kept getting in my face.
So what did you call the police for?
I wanted to get the quilt back.
Now I got it. Did anybody, any other members of their family call you for things that belong to your husband?
Friends had called on behalf of Kathy and asked me to be a good person and give up anything that she wants me to give.
Like what?
Like the quilt, the truck.
Was this before or after you gave her back her jewelry?
After.
Yeah, come on up.
I'm really dying to say something.
Well, I'll listen to you, madam.
Okay, I'm Sophia's mother, Kathy.
I understand who you are.
I don't feel that she has the right, because we did give it to Tony, with an exception that if anything were to happen to him...
I just explained to you, you cannot do that. Do you understand? You cannot give a gift with a rubber band on it. If Tony, who was the recipient of the gift, wanted his stepdaughter to have the quilt, was he lucid when you gave him the quilt?
He was very ill at the time.
Was he lucid is my question.
I don't know what that means, Your Honor.
Was he aware of his surroundings?
Yes.
If he was aware of his surroundings, then what he does is he creates a document. And a document says what and how he wants his property disposed of. But he did not. And the law says that without a will, she is his beneficiary. Period.
No matter
Did
if
he
she
have
even
a will?
agreed?
What?
No matter if she agreed at that moment? Yes, okay, I won't do that to Sophia. I won't, you know.
Listen to me. The quilt belongs to her. And what I don't understand is how a family, this extended family, which managed to maintain itself for all those years, over a thing, could become a family where police are called to come to her home to take a piece of property, especially when she was really pretty nice. She said, I want everybody to have something of his, because we all cared about him. I'm going to give you some jewelry that was his. I'm going to give you all the mementos that you want from his life and things that you gave him that may be important to you. That belongs to her. Your case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm sorry it had to come down to this. She is aware of the value it is to me. She knows how much it meant to me.
I love this quilt.
I didn't want to see this happen. I didn't want to make the outcome this way.
I want to keep it.
It's very hard.
I feel really bad because I love this family.
I want my dad to rest in peace.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Estrada versus Estrada. Step forward, please.
Homemaker Morning Bear Estrada is suing her daughter, 19-year-old waitress Deanna Estrada, for the cost of internet classes, allowing her to graduate high school, and for the cost of her prom dress. Deanna says it's not her responsibility to pay for school expenses.
Mrs. Estrada, this is your daughter, and you're suing her because you say that she owes you for some classes that she had to take over the internet in order to graduate from high school.
Yes.
And she owes you for money that you laid out for her prom dress and for her yearbook and for the shoes for graduation and expenses for graduation, which she should pay you for. And that she showed her appreciation by taking off and leaving in the middle of the night to go live with her boyfriend a few months ago.
Correct.
And she's totally ungrateful. And your daughter says that you're her mom and you're supposed to take care of these things for her.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Okay. Did you tell your mom you would pay her back for laying out the money for these classes?
No, there was no agreement on for
I didn't
both
ask
parts.
you that. Just
No.
I asked you whether you told your mom you would pay her back.
No.
When did she tell you she would pay you back?
Basically from day one, Your Honor.
Well, explain that to me.
Basically, Deanna
basically.
was going to flunk. And her counselor said that in order for Deanna to graduate from high school, she needed basically these classes. She needed night school, regular class, plus the internet courses. Each class cost an arm and a leg. My daughter over here decides the curfew is 10 o'clock, you get off the phone. She's on the phone with
I'm not
boyfriend.
talking about curfew. That's
I
what I'm
brought
here
that-
about. Listen to me. I'm not a therapist.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to be a therapist. You're here to try to demonstrate to me that you had an agreement with your daughter first to pay for those classes, because I tell you quite frankly, Miss Estrada, I'm shocked that you are pursuing money from her for these classes that enabled her to graduate from high school. But that's what parents do.
Exactly.
They make sure that their children graduate from high school in order to give them a start. And if they haven't done the right thing, or if they've stayed on the phone, or if they've come home late after curfew, kids do that. It's not terrific, but kids do that. But their parents still don't pursue them in court for education, especially high school education.
I understand that.
Good. So if you understand it, you want to explain to me why you're here?
I'm suing my daughter is I didn't have to do any of this. I could have opted to let her flunk like any parent. But if you love your kids and you want them to succeed in life, you don't give up. I didn't have to spend that kind of money for my daughter. I wanted them to go out there and make it on their own. That's our job. She had.
You know, that's a lot of double speak that you're giving me, Mrs.
She
Estrada.
has
Mrs. Estrada,
yes, ma'am.
that's double talk.
Basically, Deanna sat in my house, Your Honor, and told her mom, the reason she doesn't show me respect is because she has none for me.
You think that you're going to garner respect for her by suing her?
No, ma'am, like I told her, I've earned the respect. I don't need it from my daughters. I've earned it.
Listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Why are you suing her for the money?
Because we both have the agreement in order for her to go to night school and internet courses that she wanted to graduate on time at the beginning. And I said, well, that's what I'm here. You know, if you want me to help you, she says, Mommy, once I get a job, I'll pay you back.
Excuse
from
me, that's
day
not true.
one.
Not true.
From day one.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Honestly, on my part, I don't think I should be paying her back because that is her job to help me graduate.
Did you tell her? Listen to me. Deanna, did you say to your mom, if you help me out so that I can graduate on time, when I get a job, I'll pay you back?
No, I did not.
Now let's talk about the prom dress. Did she or did she not go to the prom?
Yes, ma'am. She did go to the
So
prom.
what are you here for with the prom dress? I don't
As far
understand
as the
that.
prom dress, no, because when she took the prom dress, she's like, oh, I didn't want to go to my prom. I didn't need to go to my prom. The agreement was she wanted to go to her prom as long
I don't
as...
know, Mrs. Estrada.
Yes.
Why are you here, madam?
I'm suing my daughter for the simple fact, when my daughter tells me she has no respect for her mother after putting the effort in.
Mrs. Estrada,
and the agreement was she was
Mrs.
supposed
Estrada,
to pay me.
I think that it's a very bad idea that you sue your daughter.
I understand, Your Honor.
And I think that you did no more for your daughter than any other parent should do for their child, which is ensure that they graduate from high school no matter what it takes, even if you have to put yourself into a little bit of debt.
I agree with you.
To provide her with the prom dress and prom tickets and whatever else it needs so that she could, in fact, go to the prom and have that as a memory. That's what every parent does. You don't have the right to come to court and sue your daughter.
I cannot even afford this,
Listen to
Your
me.
Honor.
Then you shouldn't have done it.
That's just my point was...
Listen to me. Then you shouldn't have done it. If you can't afford it, don't do it.
That's why she said that she would pay me back if I would help her out. Yes, ma'am.
I don't believe that your daughter... I'm speaking. I don't believe that your daughter promised to pay you back for these things at the time they were done.
I have
and
proof.
whether or not...
I do have the proof.
Mrs. Estrada, from me you get nothing.
Well, Yana,
Zero. Listen to me, Miss Estrada. Nothing. You did no more than what any parent of a child in high school is supposed to do, which is ensure that they graduate from high school, and if you didn't have the money to do it, you shouldn't have done it.
Exactly.
Good. Goodbye.
Apologize, excuse me, step out.
Brenda Nicholson is suing her nephew, 23-year-old Donald Frank Jr., for smashing her TV and VCR. Donald says Brenda assaulted his mother.
Come to order, all rise. Now, this is case number 125 on the calendar in the matter of Nicholson versus Frank. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Miss Nicholson, this young man is your nephew, and it is your claim that during some sort of a family dispute, your nephew purposely broke your television, which was a combination television VCR. And Mr. Frank says that it did break during the course of this altercation, an altercation that was started by you, involving his mother, when you made a scene in the house. It was an unfortunate accident, but it was brought about because of your behavior. When did this incident take place, Miss Nicholson?
Approximately December 13th, 2004.
I gather from your complaint that you had been temporarily staying with your sister?
Yes, I have been staying with my sister.
Why?
Basically, I did not want to live by myself when my youngest son graduated from high school.
So your sister took you in?
Yes.
That was very nice of her.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened on December 13th?
I came home from Savon's. I had took the bus to Savon, took a taxi home. When I came home on the taxi, I had one key to one of the locks on the door, but there were two locks on the door, and someone's always locking one of the locks. So the one key I had was no good. So I had to knock on the door and let somebody...
You got ahead of yourself. You took a taxi home, but you had no money.
I took a taxi home, but I didn't have enough money to pay the taxi.
So if you took a taxi home, you didn't have enough money. You didn't have money.
Yeah, so
Why
I
didn't
needed
you
to get in the house.
Why didn't you take the bus home?
It was getting late, and I was doing homework. And so I didn't want to take the bus. I had got orange juice and cranberry juice and notebook paper. I needed notebook paper because I had ran out of notebook paper doing my homework. I go to DeVry University. So I was getting the taxi because I have a bad back, and I didn't want to be carrying all this stuff. It's a long walk from the bus stop to her house. So I got a taxi, didn't have enough change. I need to go in the house, go in my little locked cabinet.
How much money did you need?
About $3.
So?
So, when you have a taxi waiting, you know, they can call the police if they think you're not coming back. So it was taking so long at the door, I start ringing the doorbell and saying, hey, it's me, Brenda, at the door. Come open the door. I got a taxi waiting. Well, they didn't want to come to the door for some reason, so I started banging on the door. Open the door. I got a taxi waiting. You know, they took their time coming to the door. So when my sister did come to the door, she stood there like, so? And I said, Deborah, it's me. Open the door. I got a taxi waiting. And then she said, so? And then she finally opened the door, and I said, gee, you know, it's a lot of trouble when you have a taxi waiting. They can call the police on you. It's a serious matter. And, you know, I just want to get some money to pay this taxi. That's when Donald come out the door and said, Mama, you don't have to take that off of her. And I'm going like, what does he got to do with it? But I had to unlock my cabinet to get my money out of it. And so when I went outside and paid the taxi real quick, and he said, thank you, no problem, and came back in, I said, Donald, it ain't none of your business what I got to do with your mother when I'm talking to her about something I got to do. And he goes, Mama, you don't have to take that. You should sock her. And that's when all this stuff got started. So she got all up in my face with, I don't know what she was saying, but here come her boyfriend talking about, yeah, you should kick her. And he grabbed me, and she went to hit me, but I was falling back because he was grabbing me, and I socked her, and I was kicking and everything because they had me, you know, and I'm going like, I'm trying to defend myself. They swinging, and he had me by this side, and I don't know, he knocked me on my couch. And he was laying all on my left side, which later became all bruised up and in a lot of pain. I had to go see the doctor behind all that, okay? And then he went over, and I don't know, started having a fit. He went over there and just took my TV up and went to the middle of the floor, and I'm up here watching my TV get bashed into the floor. Kabam! Then it's not a combined set. He went and got the VCR next. And he went and he bammed it into the floor. And I'm going like, what is he doing? At the same time, I'm down here, she up there, and then he went that way.
Enough. I heard enough.
And I got pictures. Say something, Tommy.
I'll take the pictures if you be quiet.
So can I tell you something else?
No. Donald, do you like your aunt, or did you like her before December 13th?
Yes, I love my aunt.
So tell me what happened on December 13th.
She came home, she beating on the door, loud like she the police. Then she got mad because she didn't have enough money. That's her fault.
What did she say?
I don't really know what she said.
Remember what time it was?
It was like 11 o'clock. I had to be in the, I had to go to work in the mornings.
But his music was loud.
I didn't listen to me. See how quiet he was when you were telling me what happened?
Yes.
That's how quiet I want you to be now.
Okay.
And then my mother opened the door. She started hollering and fussing at her. She ran out the door. She came back and kept on fussing. And then they just started getting in each other's face, arguing, and then she started throwing blows. I was trying to break up the fight, and she was still trying to kick her. And I was holding her, and I hit the TV because she kicked her, and she bumped into me, and I went like that, and it just fell. And that's how it went.
Anything else break other than her TV and VCR?
The VCR is not even hers.
Whose is it?
That's my cousin's.
You mean she didn't bring it when she moved into the house?
No. My
Is that
cousin
right?
brought that there.
That's true.
So it's just the TV?
Yes.
But the VCR did get broken?
No.
If she says it got broken, it would be helpful for you if the VCR also got broken.
I don't really know what happened to the VCR.
Well, she says the VCR got broken, accidentally.
Yeah, accidentally, yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Let's say $200 that you could buy a new 19-inch color television set for.
Yes, at that time.
No,
Okay.
today.
Oh, today it costs much less.
And later today,
So you acknowledge, sir, that this one was bogus.
That's what you saying. I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
I said that's what you guys said. That's what you guys said. I
Brooklyn,
didn't say
listen
that.
to me very carefully, sir. Uncross your hands.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Brenda Nicholson says her nephew, Donald Frank Jr., smashed her TV in a fit of rage. Donald says Brenda had just assaulted his mom.
When did your aunt move out of the house?
Like a week after.
Put your hand down. She stayed in the house for another week?
Yes.
Was everybody
Because
talking?
she had to build up some money before she could get her own place.
Was everybody talking after that? Did everybody calm down?
Yeah, we started talking, but still.
When for the first time did she want money for the television?
2 months after, because she be needing money, and she just trying to use that to get money out of me. Or
What did you tell her?
I told her that I will get her another TV.
Did you do that?
No, because I had got laid off.
Here we go. Put your hand down. The finger down and the hand. So you did say, Auntie, I'll get you another TV.
Yeah, because I thought it was my fault because I bumped the TV.
Good. Well, then you promised to get her another TV, Mr. Frank. You have a bill for the TV? Not for one that you went and bought, madam.
I didn't go buy one. I'm renting a TV. And that's not how it went.
I don't care how it went. He says that you won. Now he admits that he told you he would buy you a new TV. At first he said in his answer that he didn't tell you he was going to buy you a new TV, that it was an accident. Oh, Sony Trinitron. You want a Sony Trinitron. This was... When did you buy this?
In the year either 1999 or 2000.
Well, I mean, it looks as if it's at least 6 years old. This is a brand new 24-inch digital television set.
Oh, no, it wasn't digital.
No, the one that you want.
Huh? No, I asked him to replace me a TV because I didn't have
How many
one.
inches is this television set?
I think 20 inches.
No,
Between
it's
20
not.
and 20.
19. Bert, how big is this TV?
It's not even bigger than mine. Mine is a 19 inch.
It's a 19 inch. It's a 19 to 20.
And a 19-inch. Bert. And it's a color, right?
Yes.
What brand is it?
Sony.
This one, not the one that you want, madam. This one.
No, it's not the one I want. The TV I had, well, let me say, I don't remember what brand it is.
Do you remember what brand it was? Anybody?
It might have been RCA.
Sanyo?
It wasn't no Sanyo. No, it was not a Sanyo.
RCA or a
It might
Sanyo?
have been an RCA or something.
Okay, RCA. Give me a price, Bert.
$50.
Yeah, probably. Let's say, be generous. $200. Be generous.
When I bought it.
Right.
$200.
Yes.
Okay, that you could buy a new 19-inch color television set for.
Yes, at that time.
No,
Okay.
today.
Oh, today it costs much less. Can I tell you about the VCR?
I don't want to hear about the VCR.
It was given to me, though.
I don't want to hear about the VCR. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $150. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, she could get a nice 19-inch color television set for that?
She can get nice.
Well, the fact that you're renting from Rent-A-Center, a big, Geschichte.
That's the only kind they had. That's the only kind they had.
Well, I think you should give it back to them and go buy yourself one for $150.
And I did tell Donald to help me with
Thank you
payments
very
or
much.
give me a TV
Goodbye.
right away.
He's going to do it for you right now.
Body's
$150. Thank you very much.
Step out.
Thank you very much.
Every night she come home whining and complaining and cussing at us, putting us down. And she got degrees and all this, and we don't.
I go to school, so I want everybody to go to school.
Loud talking and screaming at people and stuff.
I don't try to put anybody down. I have a loud voice, natural.
She was wrestling around like we on Jerry Springer or something. I'm Steve trying to break up the fight.
Oh, it's gonna be bright. Now I can help them again and put all this behind us.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Lindstrom versus Awad. Step forward, please.
Aspatia Lindstrom is suing 27-year-old Khalid Awad for selling her a bogus Miss Pac-Man machine. Khalid says she got what she paid for.
Miss Lindstrom, it is your claim that the defendant sold you something that he misrepresented on eBay?
Yes, ma'am.
You want your money back?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Awad says that he made no representations with regard to this product. You saw it, you had the opportunity to purchase it or not, you bought it as is, and he bears no responsibility. That's your defense. Is that
Exactly.
right, sir?
Yep.
Huh?
Exactly, yeah.
What do you do for a living?
I own a pizza shop.
You run it, you own it.
Own it.
Where?
Bronx, New York.
But you're also an entrepreneur, is that right?
Yeah,
With
you can say
regard
that.
to other businesses.
Of course. Trying to make money.
Now, you purchased this game.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have the advertisement?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it. Or whatever they put on eBay. What is it that they call?
Listing auction.
Listing. Okay. I have to get the lingo down, Pat, even though I don't work the machine. So this is your listing for what you call a Ms. Pac-Man full-size arcade midway.
Yep.
Good condition.
Yeah, it was.
And I see the picture of it.
Okay.
Are you jazzed up for any particular reason? Did you have too much sweets for lunch?
Coffee.
What? He's jazzed up.
He's from the Bronx.
I know. Where did you get this item from?
Well, I met a guy in upstate New York. He had a barn full of like arcades. So we
Where
made a
did you
deal.
meet him?
On eBay, actually. He was selling arcades, and I bought like 3 for the pizza shop. And I went to pick him up, and he had like a whole barn full of them. I was like, all right.
Could
we
you
made
do me
deal.
a favor, Mr. Awad?
Yeah.
I like it when you look in my eyes when you testify.
Okay.
Instead of your shoes. It makes me
Gotcha.
feel more comfortable.
All right, so I bought 30 arcades from this guy, right? And,
When you went up to pick up
yeah,
your
I made a deal on
three,
yeah, exactly.
could you let me finish? You know, it's like you're cutting me off. I'm going to start
My
to have
apologies,
a,
go ahead.
I'm going to start to have a speech impediment in a second if you don't let me finish. I finish my sentence, then I take a breath. You know that I stop talking when I take a breath.
I understand, go ahead.
So you went up to pick up your 3, and you decided to buy all of the arcades that he had?
I didn't say all, I said 30.
30?
Yes.
Did you examine all 30?
No.
You mean you bought them sight unseen?
Yeah, got a good deal.
When did you purchase them from this gentleman?
2.5 years ago, I'm not sure when.
I'm going to ask you some serious questions, Mr. Awad, so you have to be ready. First, take your hand out of your pocket. It'll help you think better. 2.5 years ago was when you purchased these 30 machines?
Yeah, about.
Was it wintertime or summertime?
It was winter.
And you drove up to?
What was the town again? I forgot what she was.
I won't know. I didn't go with you. Did he go with you?
Well, yeah, I think he did, yeah.
I think it was.
Just a second. Stand up when you speak. Tell me your name.
Hello, I think it was Peekskill.
Peekskill, now.
That's good. Peekskill is good. You're his brother?
Cousin.
Cousin. You have the same problem with your hand. You can sit down now. What's the matter? I was born this way. I was born this way.
You just know it's a New York case.
So you went up to Peekskill about 2.5 years ago, and you bought these 30 arcade games, sight unseen.
Exactly.
And how much did you pay for the 30 machines?
About $800.
And you paid him in cash?
Of course.
And what was his name?
Jesse something.
Jesse?
Yeah.
From Peekskill?
Yeah. Why is that funny?
No, it's not funny. I'm funny. Now, where did you store these 30 machines, Mr. Awad?
I had a second floor, so I just put them up there.
And how many have you sold over the last 2.5 years?
About all 30.
When you sold Miss Lindstrom hers, was that the beginning of the sale of the 30 or towards the end?
The fifth to the last, about fifth.
Do you have any left?
No.
So after you sold hers, you sold 4 more?
Yep.
You sure about that?
I would say about, 4 more, yeah.
Could it have been 3 more?
I'm not sure exactly. I mean, I wasn't keeping count, just selling them all, that's it.
What did your machine look like when it arrived?
Well, I have the pictures of what it looked like. It was in shrink wrap, like saran wrap. And this was at the top of that cupboard where the marquee is supposed to be.
Oh, you mean where he's got a light so you can't see that it's cardboard?
Yes, exactly.
Got it.
And so this is what makes it...
Just a second, I have to show this to Brady. He's interested. See?
Oh. Uh-huh.
Slippery, isn't he?
Pretty smart.
Who did you buy this for?
My husband. It was a wedding present for him.
Had you been shopping around for one of these arcade things?
Yes,
How
ma'am.
much do they usually cost?
If you're going to get an original, like a
good one.
A good one. You're going to look at like maybe $1,500, $1,200.
So this for $600 was a real good deal?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you know why it was a real good deal? Because according to Mr. Awad, he had 30 of them. By the time he sold you yours, he had already sold 25 bogus ones. Mm-hmm. Right?
No.
Sure. Because if you had only 4 or 5 left, you had already sold 25. There were enough idiots on there who said, listen, Awad is selling another one of his bogus machines. Let's, we're going to not pass over this.
Okay, 1 maybe. So did I know it was bogus?
Ooh, good.
Actually,
now we're talking, Mr. Awad. Now we're talking, so that you acknowledge... Uncross your hands. So you acknowledge, sir, that this one was bogus. That's what you said.
That's what
so
you
just
say.
said
I didn't say that.
Just said, yes, you did.
I said that's what you guys
hey,
said.
Bronx,
That's what you guys said. I
Brooklyn,
didn't say
listen
that.
to me very carefully, sir. You just said to me, so just 1 was bogus.
That's what you said.
No, you said it.
No,
I
you
didn't
said
say
it first. I'm just repeating what you said.
All right, good. You want your money back?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a real smart guy. Judging for the plaintiff for the amount of $605. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Electrician Richard Langlands is suing his ex-girlfriend, bartender Melissa Doyle, for the return of money she fraudulently accepted from him. Richard says she led him to believe that she wanted a relationship.
Quiet in the courtroom, please. Quiet in the courtroom, please.
Yeah, this is case number 235 on the calendar in the matter of Langlands versus Doyle. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. Langlands, how old are you, sir?
27.
Who is this lady?
This is my mother.
Miss Doyle, how old are you?
28.
Who is this lady?
She's the general manager at the extended stay hotel I was staying at.
Mr. Langlands, how many children do you have?
1.
And that child you have with Miss Doyle?
Yes, ma'am.
And Miss Doyle has how many children?
3.
And only one of them is his?
Yes.
Do all 3 children live with you?
No, my older 2 live with my parents. Elizabeth lives with me.
How old are your older 2 children?
8 and 6.
Parents have custody of them?
Yes.
Was there a trial with regard to that issue?
Yes, there was.
How old is Elizabeth?
She's 2.
Parents didn't seek custody of Elizabeth?
No, they did not.
Okay. This is your complaint. Generally speaking, Mr. Langlands, I'm going to let you explain it to me more fully. You claim Ms. Doyle owes you some money. And you claim she owes you some money because you sent her a substantial amount of money when you moved to California from Colorado?
Yes, ma'am.
She stayed in Colorado for whatever reason. But according to you, it was your intention, and you believed it was her intention, to relocate with the children, all 3 of them, to California.
Yes, ma'am.
And she didn't.
No.
So you want the money back that you sent her. Some of it back, because some of it is for your daughter Elizabeth. But you sent her what you perceived to be more money than you should have sent and was your obligation because you really thought that you had a future together.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what this case is about?
Yes.
So I'm going to let you tell me in your own words, in a very short period of time, why you believe legally Miss Doyle owes you money.
In Colorado, I was living there and I was working there, and her parents, were constantly harassing me. So I left to come to California because, I just couldn't take it anymore.
Is that where your family is?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you had a discussion with Miss Doyle that she was going to join you?
Melissa couldn't leave Colorado because she had been arrested on 2 counts of felony kidnapping.
Who did she kidnap?
The 2 older children.
From whom?
She took them out of state.
Well, who had custody of them?
Miss Doyle did.
Did somebody have visitation with the children?
No, it was ordered in the court. My belief is that she wasn't allowed to take the children out of state without the other party's consent.
Which other party?
Her ex-husband.
Okay, so she had 2 counts pending of felony kidnapping against her. She couldn't leave Colorado. When was this, sir?
May 31st, she was arrested.
Of 2004?
No, 2003.
Okay. When did you relocate to California?
It was the middle of July, around July.
Of 2003?
Yes.
Okay. And how much money did you send to her in total?
It came close to $5,000, just in Western Union transfers.
Over what period of time?
4 months.
Did she ask you for the money?
Well, she had moved out of her parents' home because her parents had filed paperwork to intervene and get parental custody of the 2 older children. And she moved out of the house and moved into a motel, quit her job, and she had Elizabeth, the 2 other kids, so I felt I needed to be sending money.
Okay, so you did. So she didn't ask you for the money, but you just knew she needed it.
Right.
Okay. So at that time you sent her, over those months, about $5,000.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm listening.
This was with the intent, and, this custody case and the criminal case was going to be over, and she was going to come to California. We were going to get married, and I tried to be everything that Melissa wanted me to be and everything that she wanted, and it just wasn't good enough. She had received money in January of 2004, which was a $3,000 tax return. She never told me about this. The only reason I found out is because one of the kids got on the telephone and told me that she had bought a vacuum, and I'm the only person that's sending money. She's not working. I told her, how did she come about this? And she says, well, I got a $3,000 tax return. Well, why didn't you tell me? And this was in February. She told me that she wanted to come out to California for Valentine's Day to surprise me. That's why she never told me.
Oh, okay.
And rather than pay some bills.
Fine. When did she finally tell you she wasn't coming out to California?
We had an argument in February, and, we never talked for a couple of weeks. She called me, it was late one night, it was like 11 o'clock one night, and she had told me she had been sleeping with a gentleman whose name I don't know. But it's my belief that she withdrew her motion to relocate to California on November 19th here in her custody case.
Mr. Langlands.
Leading me to believe.
Mr. Langlands, while I'm sympathetic with you, in order to recoup money, there has to be a loan or some promise to repay. And that clearly wasn't the case in this case. There was no loan, there was no loan agreement, there was no promise to repay you. So my sense is that your lawsuit is grounded somewhere in fraud, that she fraudulently
Yes, ma'am.
accepted money from you because it was your intention and you believed it was her intention to come to California.
Yes, ma'am.
2 things. First of all, you can't quantify how much money that you should be sending her for the support of your child. Maybe it's $5,000, maybe it's $10,000, maybe it's $15,000, maybe it's $50. Can't quantify that. So I don't know if you sent her $5,000 over the course of several months because she was living. How much is that for your daughter? How much is that for her? How much is that for the 3 kids? You cannot quantify that. Second, you can't creep into her head. I mean, there may have been in some period of time when she accepted this money that she said, you know, there's a chance that I'm going to go out to California with, what's your first name?
Richard.
Richard. So, truth of the matter is you really don't have a lawsuit against her for this money. But I have a more important question to ask you. Several important questions to ask you. Have you ever been legally declared Elizabeth's father?
Yes, ma'am.
Was that after or before a blood test?
There was never any blood test done.
Why not?
Because I mean, we were together, and she's my daughter.
Okay. Just asking you, sir. Did you live together?
Yes, for a short period of time.
How long?
6 months, 8 months maybe.
And when did she tell you she was pregnant?
3 months after we were together.
And how much later was Elizabeth born?
9 months later. Well, 7 months later. 6 months later, sorry.
Did you suggest to him that he have a paternity test?
I did, Your Honor.
Step up. And what did he say to you?
He believed the child was his.
I have a picture of her.
I'm not interested in a picture. I'm not interested in a picture. I'm interested in him being smart. His mother's smart. You're not too smart.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
There isn't a court in the land that is able to take children away from a biological parent and give those children to a grandparent merely because their mother wants to move to another state.
It happened in Colorado.
That is impossible.
And later today,
Why would they pay anything towards your moving in to a new residence with yourself, a very tall, able-bodied boyfriend who wears a lot of gold jewelry, and your 13-year-old son?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Richard Langland says ex-girlfriend Melissa Doyle defrauded him out of money. Richard claims she led him to believe she wanted a relationship.
Now, if you believe that this child is yours, and I assume you're paying child support, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you visit with her?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
Because I live in California, and Melissa makes it very difficult to even have any kind of phone contact with my daughter, contrary to
different babysitters, different locations, picks her up at 3 o'clock in the morning, leaves her with different babysitters.
Let me suggest this to you. You have a situation where Miss Doyle has 3 children.
To 3 different men.
I know you're dying to talk. She has 3 children. Her parents believed, clearly, that she was such an inadequate caretaker that they had a trial to take the children from her and have custody of the children.
They tried to take custody because I wanted to move to California with him. They didn't file for custody.
Let Miss Doyle.
I moved to
Miss
California
Doyle, my dear, listen to me very carefully.
I'm not an inadequate mother in any way, shape, or form.
There isn't a court in the land that is able to take children away from a biological parent and give those children to a grandparent merely because their mother wants to move to another state.
It happened in Colorado.
That is impossible. That would not happen. So what I'm saying to you, sir, if you are convinced that this child is yours, and you know it has been determined that she is an inadequate parent for her older 2 children, I would think long and hard about allowing my daughter to stay with her. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I am seeking custody.
With that in mind, I'm dismissing your case for money because you have no case. There's a bigger picture here. I suggest that you deal with that. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
That's all, Steph.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step back.
It's really not about the money. I just want people to know what's going on in Colorado as far as my daughter's concerned.
We were engaged, so I just assumed that that's why he was sending me money.
How vindictive, malicious, and callous Melissa actually is.
If anybody's vindictive, he is. He's the one suing the mother of his child.
I hope to get custody of my daughter and make sure she's safe.
I think the little girl needs her father, but as far as we are, I don't see anything.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Farrell versus Monaco. Step forward, please.
Retired engineer Tom Farrell is suing his daughter's former guardian, property manager Victoria Monaco, for the return of money given towards child care expenses. Victoria is countersuing for unpaid rent and additional expenses.
Mr. and Mrs. Farrell, I assume this is your daughter. Tell me your first name.
Marcy.
Marcy. Stand up next to your folks. Marcy, I have a couple of questions for you.
Yes.
How old are you?
15.
Well, Marcy was going through a difficult teenage period. And according to your complaint, after several failed attempts at other arrangements, you found the defendant who indicated she was prepared to let Marcy live with her. The arrangement was that she would be paid $50 a week. You advanced her $1,000. Marcy stayed how many weeks?
I stayed about 2 weeks before I went to a residence.
To a residence?
Residential. It's a part of my program.
Stayed 2 weeks, and you want the rest of your money back. That's what the case is about.
Yeah.
Ms. Monaco says that, yes, you advanced her the $1,000, but during the time that your daughter was with her for that 2-week period, she spent a heck of a lot more than $1,000, and she's counterclaiming for $1,600 for a variety of things. How did you find Miss Monaco?
We met about 4 years ago. We lived in the same area. Our children went to school together.
This is her son?
Yes.
So the kids were friendly?
Correct.
Okay.
So when the time came, Marcy, I think, initially spoke with the defendant about staying with her. They'd always gotten along well together. We'd always gotten along well together. I met with Vicki. We talked about it. We agreed on $50 a week for housing and food. She indicated that was more than enough. My wife and I would pay for all other expenses, schooling, education, transportation, medical, whatever else needed. That was only for food and housing. After the 2-week period, things weren't working out. Marcy had to go to residence, which is part of the EDIP program that she's in through the juvenile justice system. So when it was time to come back, the defendant was in the arrangements of moving her household, looking for a new place to live. She said at the time that the reason for that was she had an abusive relationship with her boyfriend, trying to get away from him, needed some front money to get on with her life. So we were willing to advance her the $1,000 so that she could get a head start, get out of there and all that. The 2 weeks that Marcy was there, we'd already paid her that $100 for. We were even at that point in time.
So you'd already given her the $100 for the 2 weeks, and
That
this was
is correct.
$1,000, an advance of $1,000.
Was an advance for, after she got moved into the new home, everything was settled there. She was going to let us know when that was. We were going to get Marcy moved back over there and start life as we hoped it would be a good situation. And then we never heard from her.
Now, they paid you the $100 pursuant to agreement, $50 a week for the time that Marcy was with you, and they advanced you $1,000. Why shouldn't they get it back?
Your Honor, they did not give me $100. And the $1,000 that he did give me that I received was for first, last, and security to move into a home. So Tom and Barbara have not given me anything towards taking care of Marcy.
Just 1 second. How many people moved into your new home?
Well, there was myself, my son Marco, and my boyfriend. He would come and go.
Well, then why in the world would they? You have 2 adults and your child. Why in the world are they responsible for your first, last, and security?
They're not responsible for all of it.
So why don't you give them their $1,000 back?
Your Honor, they were going to pay for half of it.
What?
It cost $2,700 to move in.
Shh, listen to me. Why would they pay anything towards your moving in to a new residence with yourself, a very tall, able-bodied boyfriend who wears a lot of gold jewelry, and your 13-year-old son? Miss Monaco, you explain that to me.
Marcy was with me in the home.
So what?
Well, he agreed to pay and help me in a better home, which he states right in here.
Well, you show me where he agreed to pay for
well, I can show
first,
you where...
last, and security.
No, it's not stated like that. It's stated for a better home.
Let me see it. This says, after a week of negotiating, we met at Wachovia Bank on 5504 and signed a contract for a prepayment of child care for our daughter so the defendant could move into a better home. So what he's saying here is he agreed to give you $1,000 advance because you needed cash to move into this new home, and that money would be offset for the $50 a week that he had agreed to give you for the support of his daughter. You get it? That's what this says, if that's what you're showing me. Don't go like this. That's what it says. Now, you have a contract?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I see it, please?
We also have a copy of the $100 check.
No,
Oh, we didn't have that? Oh.
Okay.
You need to.
This says Vicky's previous boyfriend, that's him, Ramon, shall be excluded from contact with Vicky or her family by means of a restraining order while Marcy is in her custody. That's what you signed. If Marcy is away from Vicky's custody or residence for any reason for periods of a week or more, the balance of the child care prepayment must be returned to the Farrells at the rate of $50 a week. Don't you read?
Yes, I do.
Well, explain that to me.
I'm trying to explain to you, Your Honor, that that $1,000 was for a better home.
Listen to me.
Okay.
That's not what this says. It's signed, it's notarized by a notary public. That's not what your contract says.
Isn't my housing part of child care? Wouldn't my housing be part of child care?
Just a minute. Doesn't she understand the rules? The rules are I ask the questions, you answer the questions.
Okay.
Madam, you signed it. So you must know more about Ramon than I do.
At that time, I was under a lot of pressure, and I knew that I wasn't going to put a restraining order. I don't believe it was so mandatory that that be done at that time because Marcy was in the home with Ramon 3 weeks prior to Tom and I even sitting down and discussing this.
Why did you sign this agreement? So, you have to give them back their $1,000. And in addition, you have a counterclaim for a whole bunch of nonsense that she did damage to your stove. You want moving costs because you moved with the lovely Ramon into a house and that they should pay for it. You want a whole bunch of things. Let me suggest this to you. Get a job. And so should Ramon. Pay your own bills, pay your own expenses, take care of your own selves, take care of your own children. Your counterclaim is dismissed. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000. Goodbye and good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor. You can step out.
Rebecca Castillo is suing her former lover, 21-year-old Manuel Gonzalez, for wrecking her car while driving drunk. Manuel claims he was never behind the wheel.
Yeah, this is case number 203 on the calendar in the matter of Castillo versus Gonzalez. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Okay, Miss Castillo, it is your claim that Mr. Gonzalez, who was a friend of yours, somehow got hold of your car and caused damage on 3 separate occasions in one night.
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalez says that you were so drunk that night that you don't remember that you were driving and you caused the damage to your own car.
Not true.
Right?
Right.
And you are just friends?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I was messing
I don't
around
want to
for a
guess
while.
what I'm going to say anything. I'm asking you, are you just friends or are you more than friends?
Yes, we were just friends.
Not intimate?
Yes, we were intimate a couple times.
Well, Bert is my friend. We have never been intimate. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you understand the difference? How old are you?
Yes, 21.
How old are you?
35.
All right. So that's a little bit of a difference. Okay, so you were intimate friends. That's a new category of friends. There are people who are intimate, then there are friends, and then somewhere in the middle there are intimate friends. You are one of those. When did this assault on your car take place?
June 5th.
Okay. And what were you doing out with Mr. Gonzalez?
Actually, I was home when he called me and asked me to give him and his friend Mike a ride home. And I went.
Why did they need a ride home?
I didn't ask.
And you said, fine, I'll come and pick you up and give you a ride home.
Sure.
Keep going.
When I got to the restaurant, the establishment, he was there with 3 other gentlemen. They were there eating and drinking, and I ordered a margarita, and we were there for about an hour and a half.
How many margaritas did you have?
Just 1, Your Honor. And then from there, they wanted to take off, and we went to a billiards place where we were there only a half hour. I played billiards with one of the other gentlemen that was there with them. They wanted to leave. We went to another local establishment, a local bar.
So you were playing chauffeur that night?
Pretty much.
So the reason for the phone call was you guys wanted to drink and you needed somebody to chauffeur you around.
Yes.
Did you tell her that?
Yes, I did.
What did you say to her?
I asked her for a ride because we had all been drinking.
Well, a ride to take you home is one thing. A ride to schlep you from one place to another so you continue to drink is something entirely different.
Oh, well, we planned on going home. But when she got there, she started drinking with us, and we said, well, you feel like going somewhere else? She said, yeah, so we went.
Keep going, Miss Castillo.
When we left that establishment, we dropped off his other friend, the one that they went in a car with, to his car, to his vehicle, and from there I went to a local gas station in that same shopping center. When I went there, I got off, left the keys in the ignition, paid gas,
to the pump where I was parked at. When I came out, my car was gone. I panicked. I was looking around the parking lot, looking to see where they were. I gave them time. I'm thinking maybe it's a practical joke. Maybe they're out there looking at me, freaking out. I gave them about 15, 20 minutes, and at that point, I had dialed 911 to report the car stolen. When I looked up, he was driving back in the car with his friend still in the car. I was yelling at him. He refused to get out of the driver's side and said he was going to drive himself and his friends home. Said, fine. I pumped the gas in my car, got in the passenger side, and he drove his first friend home. He drove recklessly to the point where that friend didn't even wait till the car came to a complete stop. He literally jumped out of the car before he stopped the car in motion. Okay, and he tells me that's what you get for hanging out with a 21-year-old. He yells that through the window.
Sounds right to me.
Yeah. He speeds off, and I'm yelling and telling him to stop, get out of the car. He doesn't get off the car. Drives down a road where there's construction on both sides of the road. There's bolted cones with concrete dividers on both sides of the road. He's driving recklessly. He's hitting these cones. I counted 8. When I seen him headed towards the concrete divider, I literally had to put my hand on the steering wheel to avoid a real major crash. When I did that, he still didn't stop. He had all green lights for whatever reason. We drove to his house. We go into his house. I told him I wanted some resolve. I wanted something in writing. He tells me to go wait.
Just a second. You went into his house. And what happened when you got into his house?
We were talking.
Look at me. Now here, you see, I can tell when somebody is not giving me the accurate story. So don't start embellishing now what you think you want to tell me. What happened when you went into his house?
We talked. I told him I wanted...
What did you say to him?
I told him I wanted something in writing. I asked him, how are we going to handle the situation?
What situation?
About him hitting the car. I hadn't seen the damages to the car yet. I knew he was hitting the pylons, and I knew he had already hit, there was some damage, but I hadn't actually inspected the car at this point. So then he brushes me off, goes into the back room, talks to his friend Mike, then he tells me to wait for him in my car outside, and we'll talk some more. So there I go. I walked outside of the house, went into the car, sat in my car, and at this point I see him getting in Mike's car, and they're driving away. So I turned on my car, I followed them to an apartment complex, all the way across town. And at this point, I'm looking for my cell phone, which I couldn't find, somewhere on the floor.
Because you're drunk?
That's not true. And when we got there, I followed them to a dead end, and I had to back up. I backed up so that they can straighten out. They were there in the car for about 5 minutes, and then Mr. Gonzalez gets off the car, comes towards my car. In the meantime, his friend Mike drives off, tells me to move over so we could talk. Then he's telling me that he had no reason to bow down to me like I was some princess, that that's the reason why he doesn't have a valid license, because he can't drive. And he puts the car in reverse, backs it into the wall, then he drives off.
So you let him get into the driver's side of the car, according to you, and you moved over. I assume you have a bench seat in the front?
It's not a bench seat, no.
Not.
What
Two
is it?
separate seats.
Two separate seats. So you had to crawl over, and where's the whatever?
It's right there in the
shift?
center.
It's in the middle.
It's in the middle.
Yeah.
So you had to sort of get your leg over there, and he opened up the driver's side, unless you got out of the driver's side and walked around to the passenger side, so you scooted over somehow. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, I did.
You scooted over somehow and let him in.
I didn't have a choice. He was practically sitting on my lap.
Miss Castillo.
Well, I still scooted over.
Miss Castillo, my dear. You're a 35-year-old woman. You had a choice. As soon as he got to his house and you dropped him off, instead of following him across town to an apartment complex in a dead-end street, you call 911. And you say, this man got into my car, took my car, damaged my car. I want to report the damage to my car. Because according to you, you went into his house, Miss Castillo, to get him to sign a piece of paper. Did he sign it?
No.
So at that point, you should have had some clue that he was not going to take responsibility for what he had done to your car. Is that right?
No.
You thought he was going to take responsibility, and that's why he got into Mike's car and
No, that's
drove
why
away?
I followed him, because I didn't know if he was going to drop him off somewhere and disappear. But when I tried to look for my cell phone, I couldn't find it. It wasn't on in my purse.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, go.
My turn?
That's why I'm looking at you.
Yeah, after we left the first establishment, we went to another bar. We did have about 3 pictures. When we left, she asked me to drive because she had been drinking. I said, no, there's no way I'm going to drive. I have a DUI. I'll pick up another one, and I'm in trouble.
I don't want you to speak.
So I told her no. She asked everybody to drive, actually, but she pestered me about it. I didn't drive. When we went to the gas station, nobody took her car. She came back, put gas. We dropped off my friend. We dropped off another friend, went to our house. She followed me inside, and we were there for about 2 hours. And she didn't ask me
What were you
about...
doing it for the 2 hours in your house?
We were playing intimate friendship. And after that...
You're a fast learner.
Yeah.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
This is a tape recorder where he leaves me a voice message the day after the incident where he admits he took off in my car without me.
Oh, I'd like to hear that.
And later today,
A bad check was written on it, and you knew that it was an account that had no funds in it. That's bank fraud, for which you can go to jail.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Rebecca Castillo says former lover Manuel Gonzalez drove her car without permission and wrecked it. Manuel claims Rebecca is making up a story.
Keep going.
Then after that, I told her to leave because we had to drop off one of my buddy Mike's girlfriend that had just got there. And I didn't want to see her anymore. And she got all upset and was telling me things about me and her. And I told her, I'm not with you. I don't want to be with you. I don't want to have nothing to do with you.
This is after you played intimate friendship?
Yes. Of course. And then after that, she went to her car. We left. About halfway to our destination, we realized she was following us. We turned into the apartments where we were supposed to be. She followed us in, and you have to turn, like, zigzag. So we parked on the side, and as soon as she came in, I got off the car and told her why she was following me, and I was pretty upset. While she mashes out in reverse, boom, hits a wall, and I ran around the side of the car to the driver's side because I was pissed. I was telling her things, you know, I probably shouldn't have been saying. But then she takes off forward and hits the front side of her car on one of those big poles.
Okay. Now, I see that you have something over there, Miss Castillo. I'd like you to tell me what it is.
This is a tape recorder where he leaves me a voice message the day after the incident where he admits he took off in my car without me.
Oh, I'd like to hear that. That I would like to hear, and I would like you to give it to Officer Burtz because I want to listen to it very carefully. You wouldn't have done that, sir.
No.
Is that right?
No, that's not my voice.
Oh, let's see.
076. Received June 6th at 7:19 a.m.
Hey, when I left you yesterday, when you left at the night, your car was fine. I don't know what you're tripping on. I didn't do nothing to your car. I didn't hit nothing, and after I took off, I only took off once without you. And when I came back, your car was fine. I didn't hit nothing, so I don't know why you're going to be mad at me. But if you're all right, you're late.
Erase.
That is your voice, Mr. Gonzalez?
That is not my voice.
Sure it is.
Does that even admit that I was driving?
Yeah, it said that I only took off in your car once, and I didn't do any damage to your car.
Well, that wasn't me. I haven't driven.
I only took off. Listen to me. This is what it says.
Okay.
And you know what's logical, Mr. Gonzalez, because you're a smart young man.
Yes.
If she was going to falsify this and have somebody else pretend that they were you,
yes,
she would have had this person say, listen, I'm sorry I did all the damage to your car. I'll pay you for it.
Yes.
Wouldn't have had them say, listen, I didn't damage your car. I took off with it once and I brought it back. Nothing happened to it. So I don't know what you're complaining about. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Good. So this is your voice, and you acknowledge that you took off once with her car, but you say, I didn't cause any damage to your car. That I believe. So you see, you shouldn't fib.
Okay.
Because if you fib, then I can doubt everything that you're telling me. Now, Miss Castillo, I don't believe you damaged your car. I think that you were really angry, and I think that if your car got damaged, you did it, or you let him drive your car. Now, if you're going to choose playmates, you got to choose playmates that are somehow equal to you. These young men, on that night in June, were doing nothing more than using you as a chauffeur. I am not comfortable enough with your story to find that Mr. Gonzalez, as outrageous as his behavior might be, and however morally reprehensible his behavior might be, is responsible for the damage to your car, Ms. Castillo. So your complaint is dismissed. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She was probably hating that I didn't want to be with her.
I didn't even want him.
She said it over and over that she wanted to be with me. And
He's not even my type.
he's a nice person, but I wasn't having it, you know what I mean?
The lies just don't stop. In his dream.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Goodall versus Elder. Step forward, please.
19-year-old nanny Stephanie Goodall is suing her former employer, 26-year-old Wendy Elder, for a fraudulent check she cashed on Wendy's behalf.
Bird, you got to listen to this very carefully. I don't always ask you to do it, but this one is just one of those.
I will pay attention.
Okay. Miss Goodall was Miss Elder's nanny.
Yes, ma'am.
And according to the complaint, Miss Elder, according to her, received a check from some relative. And the check, for some reason, was made out to Miss Goodall, because according to Miss Elder, this relative was old. And she asked Miss Goodall to cash the check. Miss Goodall deposited the check for $1,850 in her checking account. and then slowly, over the course of several days, withdrew the money and gave it to Miss Elder. It turns out that the check bounced. Now, Miss Elder got the cash and spent it.
Of course.
Miss Goodall got the shaft because her bank wants their money.
Sure.
Miss Elder is outraged that Miss Goodall is suing her, and she's going to explain why. Go!
Your Honor, I didn't write those checks. They were not in my name, they were in her name. I spoke to my relative over the phone. I explained to him that we were having a nanny for my brother's wedding, and he offered to pay expenses and nanny expenses. And I said,
okay. Just a minute. You're adding that to your answer, by the way. That's not what you said in your answer. What you said in your answer was that a relative of your husband's agreed to help you with trip expenses. Not nanny expenses, trip expenses.
Trip and nanny expenses, Your Honor.
Listen to me. You have a husband, correct?
Yes,
because
Your Honor.
you say this is a relative of your husband's.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I assume your husband has a job?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what about you?
I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2.
You're a stay-at-home mom. Do you have a home?
We live in an apartment.
Do you pay rent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have a car?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your husband has a job?
Yes, Your Honor.
You pay telephone, gas, electric?
Yes, Your Honor.
You pay them by check or cash?
We pay them by money order.
So your husband gets his paycheck, and what does he do with it?
We go
Don't think fast. What does he do with his paycheck?
He cashes it.
Where?
At the bank.
What bank?
Wells Fargo.
Is that where you keep your account? You can't cash a check there unless...
It's drawn on there.
What kind of work does he do?
A grocer. He's a grocery manager.
How long has he worked there?
11 years.
Is there any reason why you don't have a checking account? Is not an answer. Most people have a reason. If they have a job for 11 years, they have a wife, they have 2 children, they have an apartment, they have gas, electric, telephone. Most people have checking accounts. So don't give me an answer that's not going to sit well with me, Miss Elder. Why don't you have a checking account?
We're unable to get one.
Why?
Bankruptcy.
They won't give you a checking account because you have a bankruptcy?
In the last 2 years, yes, Your Honor.
No, my dear. You may not be able to get a checking account because you've committed bank fraud before. That's a possibility.
I've never done that before, Your Honor.
Maybe your husband has.
No, he's not, Your Honor.
Well, if you have a bankruptcy, you can still get a checking account. All you have to do is put money in it.
We have a savings account.
Well, you have a savings account. Well, then you can open up a checking account in the same bank that you have a savings account in. So there's a reason why you don't have a checking account. You have to do the explanation to me how you got the money, she got the shaft, and how she has nerve to sue you. You have an answer?
No, Your Honor.
So why didn't you give her money back?
Because it wasn't, I don't have that money. I didn't give it to her.
She wasn't paid by your relative. There's a difference if your relative said, I'm going to pay your nanny, and he gives her a bad check. She cashed the check and gave the cash to you. Don't you catch the difference?
I catch the difference, Your Honor, but it wasn't, she didn't give me the whole cash.
How much money did she give you? How much money did you give her?
I gave her $1,900, Your Honor.
I have record of $1,500.
So, let's say I believe you now that we're getting to $1,500. She gave you the cash. Why shouldn't you give it back to her if the check was bad?
Well, my relative or my husband's relative should give it to her, not I.
Can I say something? I have record that shows that this was from her account, not from her relative.
Just a second. Maybe the records that you have are going to help me figure out whether she's a thief or dumb.
Okay.
Let me see.
Right.
Bakersfield Police Department advised that the account on which the check was drawn belonged to Christopher and Wendy Elder. However, the account was closed by the bank in August 2001. That makes you a thief instead of just stupid. Now, that's from the police department.
Well, they didn't talk to me at all.
I don't care whether they don't have to talk to you. Explain it to me. The account had been yours. It was closed in 2001.
I don't see how that's possible. We have record that it's still open.
Is what you're telling me now that you acknowledge this is your account? Listen to me, Miss Elder. I'm going to advise you right now, because I feel as if it's my responsibility to advise you, that we are taping this, and that I plan on sending this tape to the local law enforcement authority in Bakersfield. So far, you are very close to admitting to bank fraud. And I feel as if without having the benefit of consulting with an attorney, you would do very well to say to me, I don't think I want to answer these questions anymore, Judge. Because what you say in your answer was, listen, it wasn't my bank account, it was my relative's bank account, and I didn't know anything about it. Now we come to a fact from your mouth that it was a bank account that belonged to you and your husband. You said, and my relative. Maybe, maybe not. But if it belonged to the three of you and a bad check was written on it and you knew that it was an account that had no funds in it, that's bank fraud, for which you can go to jail. And my sense is, if you are a woman who doesn't have a checking account and who has a husband who's worked in the same place for 11 years, you are no stranger to problems with banks. Do you follow my drift?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you want to answer my questions anymore?
No, Your Honor.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,900. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step.
Homemaker Sandy Wyatt is suing the father of her daughter, parts manager Fabian Grogan, for the cost of their child's expenses. Fabian is countersuing, claiming Sandy won't let him see his daughter.
Now, this is case number 188 on the calendar in the matter of Wyatt versus Grogan. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Miss Wyatt, you have a baby. Mr. Grogan, I assume, has been established as being the father of that child. You say he's responsible for some expenses involving the child's birth and initial few months of the child's life because he's now paying child support. So I have a few questions, Miss Wyatt. When did you and Mr. Grogan have this relationship?
We had started the relationship in the summer of 2003 when he moved back to Iowa from South Carolina.
Had you known him before?
Yes.
For how long?
Approximately 6 years.
Did you have an exclusive relationship with him?
Not at that time, no.
In 2003, did you have an exclusive relationship
Yes, we did.
with him? Did you discuss marriage?
No.
So this pregnancy was an unplanned pregnancy?
Correct.
Now, I know that this is a silly question, but how did that happen?
Failed birth control.
Failed birth control. Because it's been my experience, and I've been around for a long time, that there are no accidents.
Correct.
There are only on purposes that look like accidents. And these on purposes usually end up with you having to raise a child by yourself. Mr. Grogan, who is not totally without responsibility, right, Mr. Grogan?
No, ma'am.
Because it takes two to have precaution. And there's nothing wrong with having double precaution, right?
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't want to have a family. You have other children?
Yes, ma'am. I do have one other daughter.
And you?
I have 2 boys.
And how old are your 2 boys?
7 and 9 years old.
And where's their father?
Their father lives in the same town that we do.
Were you married to him?
Yes.
For how long?
7 years.
He pay child support?
Yes, he does.
How much child support does he pay?
$670 a month, and just recently stopped when he stopped working.
He pays $670 a month for 2 children?
Correct.
And how much child support do you pay, Mr. Grogan?
If you include the expense for insurance, it is right at $600 a month.
For 1 child?
Yes, ma'am.
That's expensive when you're not careful.
Yes, ma'am.
So, how old is your daughter, Miss Wyatt?
11 and a half months.
And tell me, what expenses do you think Mr. Grogan owes you for?
When we were together, before he left down for South Carolina for the birth of his first daughter, he had promised to pay for any baby items that we would need.
What do you mean to pay for the birth of his first daughter?
He moved back to Iowa in the end of August of '03, and he had had another woman in South Carolina pregnant due to have his child the end of April.
You had a very fertile period there, Mr. Grogan.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
We started working together. We started a relationship, and I got pregnant with our daughter. In November, I told him of that, and he said that he had still planned on going down to see the birth of his first child. He had no intentions of staying there. With her, it was just a one-night thing, and he was only going to stay down there for 2 or 3 weeks while she was born, and then he was going to come back up here, take care of our daughter, and stay with me.
That's not exactly.
He did not come back. It was one excuse after the other of, it'll be in a couple more weeks, it'll be a couple
Miss
more
Wyatt
weeks.
did not have 2 children. You understand that a commitment means, honey, would you marry me? I want to spend the rest of my life with you. I want to have a family with you. I want to live with you. I want to take care of you. I want you to take care of me. That's a commitment. Then after you do that, then you think about having a baby. You don't do it the other way around. You do it the other way around. You're just looking for trouble.
I actually offered the commitment, Your Honor. I asked for her. I told her I would pay for move her and the boys down to South Carolina,
I said, give it an honest 6 months. I said, if you do not like it, I will move you back. I even told her that we could get married. At this point, her mother had decided that she hated me. She wouldn't defend me with the family. I called her every day. I wish I had the phone records. Unfortunately, I don't. But I called her every day from the day I left almost until the day that Lauren was born, just to find out that 2 to 3 weeks before, just to find out that she had already had another boyfriend and that he was moving in with her.
Mr. Grogan, you weren't married to this woman in, where is it?
South Carolina.
South Carolina
No,
either.
No, ma'am.
So you already knew that it was possible for somebody to get pregnant without benefit of marriage, right? I mean, even
Yes,
I, at my age,
Yes,
know
ma'am.
that. And so it would seem to me that you would have been smarter in this relationship. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
You already had one lady pregnant out of wedlock expecting a child, and then you have another relationship in Iowa, so it would seem to me at that point you might want to wear 2 galoshes instead of 1. Are we understanding each
Yes,
other,
ma'am,
Mr.
I
Grogan?
understand that.
Why?
2 galoshes, I like it. I like it.
You know, make sure that it's foolproof. Because he caused an awful lot of pain and a lot of discomfort. Doesn't mean you're off the hook. Because ultimately, you're the one with the responsibility. I assume this is your mother?
Yes, it is.
And I assume that your mother has some sort of responsibility?
Yes, she does.
She didn't ask for the responsibility. She didn't even enjoy the event. But she has all the downside.
Correct.
That's selfish. Very selfish. Now, what kind of expenses did you have for the child? Give me an idea.
We had to buy a baby bed, car seat, clothing, diapers, formula, everything that a baby needs, strollers.
And did you pay for that?
Yes, I did.
And how much was it?
For everything that was purchased before her birth was $1,658, and I have receipts.
I don't want to know what was purchased before her birth. What were her expenses after she was born?
After her birth were the same things, clothes that she would outgrow. She would need more clothes. She would need
So how much
more
did you spend?
formula. After she was born, I have no idea.
From age 0 to 7 months when you started to support the child?
Probably close to $2,000-3,000 a month.
Where'd you get that?
Or not a month, I'm sorry, the entire time.
And where did you get that money from?
I have borrowed money from my mother, my grandmother. My boyfriend helps out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he ought to. He's living there.
It's not his daughter.
No.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I worked out of my home as a daycare provider.
Why can't you do that now?
I am starting that back up right now.
Well, when you start that, are you going to go to court and ask that his child support be reduced? Absolutely not. Right?
No.
So let's not get there.
And later today,
I went up to Desiree and asked if I could use her cell phone, and she said I could.
And then what did you do?
And then I remember giving it back to her.
That's not what you say in your answer. So get it together.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sandy Wyatt says the father of her daughter, Fabian Grogan, owes for their child's miscellaneous expenses. Fabian says Sandy is keeping him from his daughter.
What kind of work do you do, Miss Wyatt?
I work at home, raising my children.
So I would assume this $600 a month the court directed him to pay and didn't allocate any amount of money to you for the child support because you're a stay-at-home mom. Is that right? Well, I want to tell you something. In my world of the law, if you choose to have a third child, you cannot choose to stay home and be a stay-at-home mom. That's not a prerogative for you. If you choose to have another child, that was your choice. You can't say you are totally responsible for the child's support because I'm going to have this baby and I'm going to stay home and take care of it. You don't have that right. You have 50% in my world. You have 50% of the obligation to support that child. In this country, mothers and fathers stand on equal footing. They have equal rights, and that's what the Supreme Court says. They have equal rights, then they have equal responsibilities. And equal responsibility means that you pay half of the support. And the court has determined that the child needs $600 a month support. Cut that in half, because $300 a month of that belongs to you. You choose not to work? He's not going to pay for you not working. Do I make myself clear?
Yes.
3 times 7 is $2,100. Not $5,000. $2,100 is what I attribute to him for the child support. Is that reasonable?
Yes, ma'am.
Just a second. That's reasonable. Otherwise, get a job. You have a financial responsibility. You may have the 100% emotional responsibility, Miss Wyatt. That's your choice. You chose to do that.
Right. And I also had 100% financial responsibility for all the things that had to be purchased that before she was born, that he promised me, and he had conversations with my mom on the telephone, promising to pay for these things, which he paid nothing.
Then he's going to pay $2,100. Period. For the first 7 months of the child's support. Now he's going to pay for the next 20 years all of the child support. Because when was the last time you held a full-time job?
Full-time?
Full-time. That you can prove by what?
It's been over a year.
And how long did you have that job?
I had worked out of my home as a daycare provider for over 6 years.
Well, why can't you do that now?
I am starting that back up right now.
Well, when you start that, are you going to go to court and ask that his child support be reduced? You're going to go back to court like a fair person and say, I am now working full-time, so this child support order of $600 should be reduced? Absolutely not. Right?
No, I won't.
So let's not get there. Now, you want to tell me about this nonsense visit that you're counterclaiming about?
I said I couldn't be there for Lauren. Well, I found out about Joe before Lauren's birth, so I did not make it for Lauren's birth. I had made those arrangements. But at Christmas, I cashed about $1,200 worth of checks, which I spent the entire amount on a trip going to Iowa to be able to see Lauren. As far as I'm concerned, the price of seeing Lauren is every minute is priceless. You couldn't put a price on that.
Good. So how many hours did you see her?
8 at max.
Good. Did you have a good time?
I did. I enjoyed every minute of it.
Good.
But she was supposed to make Lauren available to me. She told me I could see her as much as I wanted to. She did not make her available to me. She kept me at bay.
Do you have a visitation order now, sir?
The only orders I know of are just the child support order.
Well, let me tell you this, Mr. Grogan. You have the absolute right to seek a fixed order of visitation with your daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
And you should have a fixed order of visitation so that you can see her regularly. But that requires you to go to court, be proactive. You need not even get a lawyer with regard to that. By the way, when did you have a DNA test, sir?
I have not.
Why not?
I fully believe that she's my daughter. I have no reason to dispute the fact that she's my daughter.
Okay. I'm glad that you think that you're absolutely positive that this is your child. But I think it's always wise for people, especially in circumstances where they are not married and they have not been living together during the course of their relationship, to be 100% certain that the child for whom you are paying support is your biological child. We understand each other, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
I cannot tell you how many cases, unfortunately, that have appeared before me over the years where people are certain, both parties are certain, that this is a biological child of theirs. And it turns out that something else happened. You understand what I'm saying to you? What?
I was just going to comment on his counterclaim. When he had drove up here from South Carolina in this alleged $1,200 visit, he drove clear across the country with no driver's license.
Listen to me. Listen to me. That's not the issue, madam. The issue is he drove cross-country and he was met with a few obstacles to visitation. He has to have an order of visitation so that you do not fix the time when he can see his child. The court fixes that time. That's what he needs.
Your Honor.
And I'm telling you, while he's there, you ought to ask for a DNA test. Now go back to court and get an order.
I'm going to have to. The last conversation that we had, she told me I would never see Lauren again without a court order.
Oh, good. You see,
he threatened me into dropping this lawsuit.
Now I've come 2,500 miles. I'd like to be able to see my daughter while I'm here. I mean, I haven't seen her since Christmas. I try to find
now?
Well, I mean...
Just a second. You mean now? Where is she?
Upstairs somewhere.
Oh, good. We will arrange for that visit. We can arrange for that visit. We can arrange in my chambers. We can arrange for the visit. You have no objection to that, do you? You have no objection to that, do you?
If he's sober, then no, I don't.
Just a second. Well, he's good. He's not going to...
He's very rarely sober,
Listen to me. Listen to me. He's sober now, and he's going to see the child in chambers. Do you have any objection to that?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Very good. So I want you to get the child, bring the child down to my chambers. We'll arrange for you to have a half-hour visit.
Thank you.
Reasonable?
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,100 and the counterclaim is dismissed. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
That's his child. Well, it's my child, but he helped bring her into the world.
Of course, I love her very much, and I hope I get to see her as much as possible.
He can just go around the country and continue making babies and not take care of them.
With her mother, I just don't think she's going to allow that without dragging it back into court.
Any man that does that isn't worth marrying.
And that's not good for me or the baby.
Women should watch out for this guy.
Lauren and I got to spend 30 minutes together, as the judge promised. They loved every minute of it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Perez versus Snyder, Pendolino, and Miadors. Step forward, please.
Office Assistant Kimberly Perez is suing her daughter's schoolmate, 13-year-old Brianna Snyder, and her mother, homemaker Stacy Pendolino Miadors, for the cost of a missing cell phone. Kimberly says her daughter loaned the phone to Brianna, who in turn loaned...
They say men are strong, logical, and composed. But even the strongest men lose sleep over a woman who carries something deeper than beauty. Not every woman can do it. Not every woman can leave that kind of mark. But when a woman walks in the fullness of who God created her to be, something happens in the atmosphere. Something shifts in the way she's seen, the way she's felt, the way she lingers in a man's mind. Even when she's no longer around, she doesn't even have to try. Her presence alone becomes unforgettable because she's not chasing attention. She's walking in purpose. She's not competing with other women. She's connected with her Creator, and that's the kind of woman who keeps a man up at night. Not because of games, not because of seduction, but because he senses that if he loses her, he's losing something sacred. The world teaches women to flaunt their bodies, to manipulate, to play hard to get. But that doesn't build legacy. That doesn't stir the spirit. That doesn't echo in Ammon's soul. The women who leave men sleepless are not the loudest in the room. They are the most rooted. Their beauty doesn't scream, it whispers. It doesn't demand attention, it draws it naturally. Because there's something holy about a woman who knows her worth. Something spiritual about a woman who isn't desperate to be chosen because she knows she's already chosen by God. There is something deeply powerful about a woman who walks in peaceful confidence. She's not loud. She's not seeking validation, and she's not trying to be noticed. Yet everyone notices her. Her calm presence shifts the atmosphere. She doesn't need to prove trait number one, dignity that disrupts anything, because her confidence is rooted in who she is in God, not in what the world says about her. This kind of peace cannot be faked. It's their salt of knowing that even when things don't go her way, she's still in the will of God. It's the kind of peace that shows up in her posture, in her smile, in the way she carries herself through storms without falling apart. And that stillness, so rare and unshakable, is what captivates a man far more than beauty or charm ever could. A woman who carries peace walks into a room and brings rest to the restless. Her spirit is not chaotic. Her energy isn't draining. She's refreshing. She's not fighting for a place in anyone's life because she knows she already has a place in God's heart. That confidence isn't arrogance, it's assurance. She's been through enough, cried enough, healed enough to understand that peace is her power. She doesn't let just anyone disturb her inner calm. And a man, whether he admits it or not, notices that immediately. He may not have the words for it, but he feels it. It makes him feel safe. It draws him in. And after she's gone, it makes him restless. Because peace, like hers, is not easy to find. Most women chase after love, trying to be loud enough, pretty enough, impressive enough. But the woman who walks in peaceful confidence doesn't chase, she attracts. Not because she's trying to, but because her essence is magnet. It's divine. It's full of quiet strength. That stillness tells a man that she knows her value. And that value doesn't rise or fall depending on his attention. He knows that if he doesn't handle her right, she won't explode. She'll simply exit, and that's what haunts him. True beauty is not something you can touch or dress up. It's something that flows from deep within. It's spiritual, it's sacred. And when a woman understands that, she no longer feels the need to compete with the world's standards. She's not obsessed with filters, approval, or attention because her glow comes from something eternal. She doesn't wake up every day wondering how to be more desirable to the world. She wakes up already knowing she's desired by her Creator. That inner confidence change shows she walks, how she talks, and how she loves. She's not chasing the spotlight. She trait number 2, confidence in stillness carries light within her. And that light exposes what's real and what's fake. That light makes her stand out in room, filled with imitation and performance. Men can sense the difference. They might not always understand it at first, but they feel it. They feel when a woman walks in authenticity and not performance. They feel when a woman aisled by her spirit and not by insecurity. It's in her patience, in her joy, in the way she uplifts without trying to impress. The world tells women that seduction and appearance are the keys to man's heart. But the truth is, what captures his soul is something deeper, something pure. A woman who reflects God's love in the way she carries herself becomes unforgettable. Not because she was loud, but because she was genuine. Not because she demanded his attention, but because she made him feel seen without saying a word. This kind of beauty can't be imitated. It can't be copied from social media or recreated through trends. It's cultivated in prayer, in growth, in obedience. It's the product of a woman who has surrendered her identity to God and allowed him to mold her from the inside out. She doesn't need to show skin to feel validated. She shows strength. She shows grace. And the impact of that beauty lingers in a man's heart longer than any image ever could. He begins to realize that all the flashy, loud, temporary kinds of attraction he's known before pale in comparison to the quiet storm that lives inside her. Emotional maturity is a trait that speaks volumes without shouting. It shows up in how a woman handles conflict, how she responds to being misunderstood, and how she carries herself when she doesn't get what she wants. It's not that she doesn't feel deeply. She does, but she knows how to process her emotions with wisdom instead of reacting out of impulse. She doesn't make a scene, she makes a decision. She chooses growth over gossip, prayer over pettiness, and silence over proving a point. That kind of maturity can't be faked. It's developed through seasons of pain, healing, and discipline. And when a man encounters it, it humbles him. It wakes something up inside of him because emotional maturity is rare, and rare things are remembered. She doesn't explode when she's hurt. She communicates clearly. She doesn't punish a man with silence or emotional games. She sets boundaries with grace. She doesn't seek revenge or validation. She seeks understanding. Her maturity makes her attractive in a way that goes beyond physical looks. It makes a man feel safe, not because she's soft or passive, but because she's emotionally stable. She's not ruled by her emotions, but she's also not numb to them. He feels everything, but she filters everything through wisdom and faith. And that balance is what makes her unforgettable. She doesn't let temporary feelings destroy permanent relationships. She doesn't burn bridges just to feel. Trait number 3, the power of purpose, powerful for a moment. A woman like that becomes a mirror. She exposes where Ammon still needs to grow, not by pointing it out, but by being the example. And notice that she doesn't fold under pressure. She doesn't collapse when things don't go her way. She's able to love without losing herself. That emotional stability gives her an edge that no manipulation ever could. It makes her presence healing. It makes her words impactful. It makes her absence heavy when she walks away. Because deep down, a man knows that emotional maturity is not something you can replace. It's something you either risotto or lose forever. The stillness is one of the most underestimated forms of power a woman can possess. In a world that constantly tells her to prove her worth, to speak louder, to move faster, to do more, just to be seen, there's something deeply captivating about a woman who chooses to be still. She doesn't chase after what walks away. She doesn't panic when someone doesn't text back. She doesn't lower her standards to be chosen. Her stillness is not laziness. It's trust. It's a quiet and unwavering confidence that what belongs to her will come, and what leaves her was never meant to stay. That level of surrender doesn't come from pride. It comes from a deep lived-out faith in God's plan for her life. This stillness reveals to a man that she's not desperate for attention. She doesn't need validation to feel whole. Her life is not on pause waiting for him to act right. She's moving forward, but without begging or proving. And that's what makes her powerful. She's not caught up in the chaos of emotion or the noise of insecurity. She knows when to speak and when to walk away. She knows how to sit in silence and let her absence do the speaking. A woman like that doesn't just stay on a man's mind. She stays in his spirit. Her lack of reaction becomes the loudest echo in his life. Men are used to being chased, pleaded with, argued with. They're used to drama and noise. But when a woman responds to being mistreated, not with shouting, but with silence, not with manipulation, but with stillness, it shakes something in him. He realizes that he's not in control of her peace. He realizes she's not afraid to lose him if it means keeping herself. That calmness becomes a mirror. He starts to see that she's not going to fight for a place she was never meant to beg for. And long after she's gone, her stillness follows him. It makes him restless because that kind of presence can't be replaced. That kind of dignity can't be ignored. There's a quiet storm in the way a woman chooses silence over chaos. When she's been hurt, overlooked, or disrespected, and she doesn't lash out, doesn't scream for closure, doesn't beg to be understood, her silence becomes a statement louder than anyone's could ever speak. No, it's often used to confrontation, to emotional trait number 4, independence and integrity outbursts, to words being thrown like weapons in moments of pain. But when a woman says nothing and simply withdraws, it shifts something in him. It stirs a restlessness, because silence speaks the truth that no argument can cover. It tells him she's done explaining. She's done proving. She's done waiting for someone to see her worth. Her silence isn't weakness. It's wisdom. She knows that some situations don't deserve her energy. Some people don't deserve access to her heart once they've misused it. And instead of putting her dignity on the line just to be heard, she protects her peace by stepping back. She's not ignoring him out of spite, but choosing herself out of strength. That kind of discipline is rare, and when a man witnesses it, it doesn't leave him unchanged. His silence haunts him in a way that words never could, because it forces him to face himself without her interference. It forces him to sit with the echo of everything she didn't say. A woman who walks away without a scene teaches him a lesson without lifting her voice. She teaches him about consequences, about value, about what it looks like when someone knows they're worth enough to exit instead of argue, and it's in that silence that he often starts to reflect, starts to realize, starts to regret, because her silence isn't just the absence of sound. It's the presence of self-respect. It's her way of saying, I won't beg to be seen. I won't fight to be kept. I'll walk away with my dignity intact. That kind of silence lingers in a man's memory. It plays in his mind at night. It leaves him wondering what would have happened if he had loved her better, valued her sooner, or listened before she stopped speaking. When a woman reflects God and not the world, everything about her presence changes. She carries a different kind of glow, a different kind of strength, a different kind of standard. She's not moved by trends or pressure or what culture says she should be. Her identity isn't rooted in popularity, performance, or perfection. It's anchored in Christ, and because of that, her energy disrupts shallow relationships. She doesn't walk in needing to be liked. She walks in knowing she's already chosen by God. That sense of spiritual security change shows she loves, how she gives, how she waits, and how she lets go. She doesn't settle for being seen. She desires to be respected. And when a man meets her, he realizes quickly that she's not like theirs. This kind of woman doesn't just enter a man's life. She enters his soul. She makes him pause. She makes him reflect. She makes him question the distraction she once chased. And because now he sees something different, something deeper, her faith has matured her. Her walk with God has refined her. And now her presence becomes a mirror to his own. How her silence speaks volumes, spiritual condition. He can't play with her. He can't manipulate her. He can't lead her anywhere she hasn't first taken to God in prayer. She's not led by motions or attraction.